they're our closest high school that we don't get to play, and it's too bad, but it's going to be good to renew that rivalry. But, boy, they got a really good team, undefeated coming in, and they've got some players.
They do have some players, and, it was nice. We rekindled this rivalry a few years ago with basketball. It was nice to get that going again, and they're just down the road from us, and it's a good opportunity. But you're exactly right. They are playing extremely good football right now. They haven't gotten all their games in. They do sit at 5-0, but they are very talented across the board, and they're going to be a test tonight for the Vikings.
They actually didn't get to play last week. They were supposed to play Goodland, and Goodland, they had a freshman quarterback when we played. He was really the only quarterback they have, and he came down sick last week, so they actually canceled their game with Southeast of Saline. They weren't sure if it was COVID-related or not, but they did not play last week, so that gave them an extra week to practice for us. So I'm not sure that's a good scenario. They're a huge team.
It could be a good thing, but it could be a bad thing at the same time, because you don't get a chance to play somebody different like you're used to doing. And you look forward to those Friday opportunities. Sometimes you get tired of doing things against each other all the time. So we're going to look at it as, at least from the Smoky Valley perspective, that maybe they're a little out of tune and not able to compete quite as well tonight. But it's going to be really important for our offense to get things done tonight, and our defense to shut down a pretty volatile offense.
Yeah, they've got a pretty good talented quarterback, a good running back, and they've got some good special teams players. So we don't play a team like this very often. They, like Doug said, they are 5-0 and overall 2-0 in the district. Scott City leads the district at 3-0. Colby 2-1. We're 1-2. Goodland 0-2, and Russell 0-3. So that's the standings in the district. And remember, the bottom two teams, the 5 and 6 place teams, don't get to play. They play a 5 and 6 against the other district. So we want to be in that top 4 at least, maybe 3, and see where we end up. But it would have certainly been nice to win at Scott City, but we didn't. But that's the way it works out. We'll take our first time out. When we come back, we'll have some stats for you. Got a pre-recorded interview with Coach Lambert to get to also. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football on 95.5. Back after this 2-minute timeout.
First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of sports in the Smoky Valley. First Bank Kansas is community-focused and customer-driven, with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson. Bank with confidence at First Bank Kansas. Carlson Accounting, Inc. in Lindsborg offers complete accounting and payroll services, full-service income tax and e-file services, and business advisory services. Serving Central Kansas since 1983. A proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany Athletics.
For over 100 years, Bethany Home Association has empowered seniors creatively, spiritually, and emotionally to do what they do best. We have grown and expanded services and are pleased to announce our new name, Bethany Village. Join us in the art of living in Lindsborg. Visit BethanyVillageKS.com.
If it's game day, it's on at the Old Stuga in Lindsborg. Streaming all the Smoky Valley and Bethany games, you won't miss a play. Come in to pregame or to celebrate after the game. The Old Stuga in downtown Lindsborg. Proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
I really appreciate the faculty and staff here at Bethany. They care about their students and they're helping them achieve their goals and to be successful.
It's a Christian-based college, and I felt that he was in the right hands when I left him. We chose Bethany College so my son could have a good life.
If you want inspired learning at an affordable price, choose Bethany College. Learn more about your good life at BethanyLB.edu.
We have number 3, Eli Sawyers. Number 4, Chase Code. Number 6, Bryant Banks. Number 14, Jackson Gebhardt. Number 26, Eli Harris. Number 44, Tyler Breeding. Number 51, Braxton Blake. Number 55, Dalton Bunch. Number 65, Dawson Adams. Number 75, Logan Sanders. And number 77, Sterling Harp.
Banks that runs a fullback position. He's got 425 yards rushing. Gebhardt's a quarterback. He likes to keep it a lot. He's got 378 yards rushing. That's our two main ones. Our main ones, Tristan Stambaugh. He's got 366 yards on 86 carries. Jake Lucas right behind him, who had a great game. He's got 83 rushes for 355 yards. Cade Blanchett, 67 carries for 248. And Brant Hebel with 39 carries for 137. So total yardage-wise, we got them beat on the rush, but they they score special teams and score defensively, and they really put a lot of points on the board. We've yet to score at home, so that's the first order of business tonight. We got to score some points.
Yeah, you mentioned it. They do score some points, and in a 3-game stretch this season, they outscored their opponents 120-0. The last 4 games, 152-8. And over the course of the season, 184-24. And you're right, the Vikings yet to score at home. Tonight needs to be that night because they're going to need to put points on the board. You know, we mentioned it before we went to Hillsborough, how nice it would be to see a shootout. And we saw a shootout, and the Vikings got the win. We're going to need that same type of shootout tonight.
Yeah, we are. They're going to have some big linemen. Our offensive linemen are going to have some big defensive linemen to move out of the way, and that's kind of been the culprit, is the size that our opponent has kind of bothered us a little bit. So we'll see how that all works out. We'll take another 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have Coach Lambert for you. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football. Back right after this.
In both wellness and sports injury management, he is the resident expert in the Smoky Valley, helping others live long, active, healthy lives since 1995.
And welcome back to more Viking pregame talk. Coach Tim Lambert, as you get ready for your final regular season home game of the night. It's the 4th game, and it's the Southeast of Saline Trojans coming to town, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're really good. They've got some kids that have played a lot of football on Friday nights, and they look like it. They're big and strong and fast, and they just do a good job of executing what they do. And
Officials for tonight's game
they're an impressive football team. So it'll be exciting to play them and see how we stack up.
2 weeks ago, we won a 1-point game in double overtime at Goodland. Last week, we lost in the last minute against Scott City. So 2 good road games, 2 different outcomes. How are the kids doing?
Well, I think they're doing pretty good. I think they're a lot younger than me and all the rest.
Band under the direction of Mr. Adam Keller.
Have to play as one, and so that we might be a little off there. But Court can play fullback. He's done it in the past, and he'll do a good job for us at fullback.
Court can also play a little defense. He was a leading tackler last week. He's pretty special on defense.
Yeah, and he's progressively got better. He's a type of kid that really studies, and he's a smart kid, so he knows what the other team's trying to do and what plays they run out of different formations, and he just has really gotten better and better as the season went along at that inside linebacker spot.
What kind of offense are we going to run tonight to be successful against this good defense if they're big and strong?
Well, we're going to have to be able to convert some third downs. Obviously, if we can run the ball a little bit and get some play action pass in there, that helps. So we definitely don't want to find ourselves in third and long. So we may have to. We threw a little bit more on first down last week, and we may have to do that some. But it's just we'll just try to figure out anything that's working and be able to, throw some first downs together and see if we can't keep the ball away from them and score a few points. We'll see how things roll, how they play out during the game.
You have mentioned in keys to victory, finish the drive, and I've kind of taken that as a motto this year, finish the drive, finish the drive. How about a couple of other keys to victory tonight?
Well, turnovers. I think we have to win the turnover battle. If we lose the turnover battle, we're going to be in real trouble. I think always for us is can we sustain some drives? We don't have to score every time, but when we get opportunities, in the red zone, we've got to put points on the board, and we've got to make them earn their points. Defensively. So that if we do that, win the turnover battle, score when we have an opportunity to, and not give up big plays or easy scores for them, we might have a shot when we get to the fourth quarter.
Sounds like a plan, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Tim Lambert of the Vikings will be back with more pregame right after this.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Bank of Tuscan. Come see us for all your home loan needs in the Smoky Valley, including construction loans at Stockholm Estates. Equal housing lender, NMLS 403648. Member FDIC.
We're the Bank of Tuscan.
Auburn Pharmacy is your local hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, located at 216 North Harrison Street. Proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
People's Bank & Trust takes pride in its heritage of service to the customer and features 12 locations in central Kansas. People's Bank & Trust, a proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany College. Member FDIC.
At Salina Ortho, their physicians and staff help patients pursue a better life one day at a time. They help you regain control of your life, whether that means competing at the top of your game, playing with your grandkids, or simply enjoying a nice evening walk without pain. Salina Ortho is where you go for the highest quality orthopedic care in the area. Visit them online at salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
Club, C&L Heating and Cooling, Art Shirt, Farmer State Bank, Christian's Funeral Home, Dower Welding and Machine, Bank of Tuscan, Lindsborg Family Dental Care, Dr. Darrell Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Arnreiner CPA, Midway Motors, Gallant Tire and Auto, People's Bank and Trust, Farm Bureau, Mari Loader, Caldwell Banker Realty, Old Stuga and Lindsborg Realty, Liz Nahodny, owner and broker. Time for some Salina Ortho starting lineups. Who you want to start with?
Southeast of Saline tonight, starting on offense for them, that volatile offense. Jackson Gebhardt starting at quarterback, number 14. Number 6, Bryant Banks. He is one of the running backs. Their slot back, Chase Pogue. Number 4, also slot back, number 26, Eli Harris. At end, they've got Eli Sawyers, number 3. Another end, Tyler Breeding at number 44. At guard, Braxton Blake. At the other guard, Dalton Bunch, 51 and 55. Number 65, Dawson Adams at tackle. Number 75, Logan Sanders at tackle. And number 77, Sterling Harp at center. For the Vikings on offense, Jake Lucas at quarterback. Cade Blanchett at running back. We've got fullback tonight, Court Shugren moving from his line position. Slot back, Brant Hebel. Wide receiver, Bronson Golden. We also have then on the line, Holt.
I better interrupt you here as the kickoff is about to happen. It's a high end over end kick. It's going to go out of bounds inside the 20-yard line, so the Vikings will get good field position. Back there for receiving that was number 22, Justice Autry hasn't been back there before. If you want to finish up the line now.
Yeah, the rest of the line, of course, we got Justin Holt stepping in tonight, Brandon Malm, Skylar Hopkins, Tanner Luddig, and Leroy Bean. Yeah, Mr. Autry got some reps yesterday in practice and the day before in practice, so we knew we were going to use him a little bit tonight in some different skill position areas. So good to see him, another one of those sophomores in that class that seems to really be shining throughout this season.
The Vikings are first on offense. They're going to be going from north to south against a little bit of a south wind. It'll be wishbone formation with, like Doug said, Court Shugren, the fullback. Blanchett and Hebel rolling out to pass. Jake Lucas looking downfield, still looking downfield. He's going to go and can't quite get it to Haven Lysell Stewart at the 45-yard line. It would have been right at the first down marker, but he slid to try to keep it. He was a little behind him, and he wasn't able to pull it in.
Yeah, Tristan Stanbaugh had a little injury earlier in the week. He's been evaluated. He did warm up tonight, so we'll see how he does. But Court is stepping into that role tonight and being able to play at the fullback position. So he's got a little bit of a different number tonight. Number 33 is Court Shugren.
Oh, no gain on the play with the incomplete pass. House comes wide to the near side. I formation with the flanker being Hebel to the left side. They got a tremendous linebacker. They're coming in there, ball loose on the floor, and Vikings recover it. But talking to Mr. Paul Mogensen, everybody knows him from he used to write for the paper. Said number 33 Rodriguez is a tremendous linebacker, and he likes to anticipate the count. And boy, he was in on top of Lucas the minute he fumbled that. We're lucky to get that back.
Yeah, I'm not sure that center exchange happened because I think Tanner Luddig was so ready to try to get up and get that blocked as quickly as he was coming through there. But luckily, Cade Blanchett was able to get on top of that in the backfield, and the Vikings retained possession.
But it's now 3rd and long, 3rd and 14, we'll call it. And back in shotgun formation is Jake Lucas. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Lucas is going to roll. Now we're going to have a motion penalty on the Vikings. So we're going to go back another 5 yards. We're marching the wrong way.
Prior to snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So back at home here, boy, it's sure nice. Not that the fields we played on were bad because they were pretty good for grass fields. Boy, it's sure nice to have this good-looking turf and straight lines and big numbers for us to look at.
And both teams' numbers are really easy to see tonight, which is great. Yeah. Last week we struggled with Scott City a little bit of trying to call the right numbers, and we always like to try to get them as correct as we can, but we felt like we were struggling a lot of times.
Jake Lucas is under center this time with I formation with a wide receiver each way. Turning and handing it off to Shugren going through the middle. He's going to get about up to the 30-yard line. So that's going to be 4th down. The Vikings are going to be forced to punt. And Tristan Stanbaugh is going out to punt. So he's good enough. He was punting earlier. I know when he was warming up, he was taking some snaps and trying to punt the ball, and he did a good job. So good to see him out there. This is one of the areas where Southeast of Saline is good. Number 9 and number 14 are back deep to return those kicks. Stanbaugh will be standing about his 16-yard line. So there's a little false start again. So the Vikings certainly second penalty. One is a fumble. So a fumble and 2 penalties. Not the start the Vikings want to have tonight.
Yeah, we were hoping that Southeast would be the ones a little out of kilter after having last week off, but it's the Vikings on the other hand here having a botched snap, like you said, a couple of penalties, and now probably going to give some pretty good field position to the Trojans.
They're back about midfield. Snap is good. The kick is away. It's a little wobbly kick off to the side. It'll probably prevent it.
That might have hit a foot.
Might have hit a foot.
I think it did.
Vikings are sure cheering about it. We'll see what the officials say about it. They haven't given a signal yet, but Southeast of Saline looks like
they are on the far side. He's calling it first down Vikings on the far side. So great play. It bounces off the foot of the Trojan that was running backwards there, and it just did make that contact. And really quick on the ground, there was Bronson Golden recognizing that. And so now the Vikings were going to give up some field position and instead gain some field position all the way out to the 45.
45-yard line, 1st and 10. I formation for Jake Lucas behind. He's going to keep the ball himself and try to get outside. And he's wrapped up quickly by number 25, I believe. 26 was the tackler for Southeast. Loss of a yard on the play.
Yeah, Eli Harris got back there in a hurry and did his read. He did what he was supposed to do. His job was to watch Jake Lucas as he gives that fake, and he stayed right with him, gets in the backfield. And again, on this second here possession, I guess you'd call it, the Vikings continue to move in the wrong direction.
It looked like a 3 front down linemen and 4 linebackers, and they fill in there pretty quick. So we'll see how they end up The linebackers kind of come almost look like a 7-man front. Wishbone formation for Smoky Valley. And turn and hand it off to Hebel. He's got some room. He gets up to about the 47, 48-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 7.
Yeah, nice run by Hebel there. Got up in the gap, had some nice blocking up front from the line, and was able to pick and choose his way through there and pick up about 5 yards there to be able to set the Vikings up for a manageable 3rd down here.
So 3rd and 7 for Smoky Valley. They had a 3-and-out and punted. They got the ball back on a punt that hit one of the Southeast of Saline Trojans, and Golden fell on it. So new life for the Vikings to see what they can do with it here on 3rd and 7. Wishbone formation again. Lucas gives it off to Shugan. He gets across midfield and down to the 49-yard line, but they're going to be facing 4th and 4 now at the 49.
Yeah, I think at this stage of the game, I think you go ahead and go for it here. I think Coach Lambert's going to like that opportunity here at 4th and 4. And I'm wrong. I called it wrong. They're going to send the punting unit out there. I think we're going to look more for some field position here and maybe try to push them back and be able to bring that defense out and see if they can shut down this Southeast of Saline offense.
Murray and Gebhardt, the quarterback, go back to return the punt. Sambal now standing about his 38-yard line. It is a good snap. It's right to him. It's a high, wobbly kick again as Gebhardt comes up and takes it, and he immediately gets swarmed under, but then he gets away from him, but then he's tackled about the 30-yard line. So end up being a net of about 2 or 3 yards on the return, but well, he ran out of trouble and he ran right back into trouble.
Yeah, he took it about the 28, ran backwards to about the 24. Looked like he might be able to have some room, but Brant Hebel was right there on top of him. Bronson Golden there. Both of them were able to make a play and shut him down, and so that's going to set up 1st down here. We get to see this Trojan offense for the first time tonight.
2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. It's a pistol formation with a flanker. Give it to Banks going up the middle, and now he kicks it out to the outside. He just likes to punish people, and he gets 1st down yardage on the first carry, so a strong run. You know him from basketball. He's quite an athlete.
He is quite an athlete. He's a good-sized young man. He gets after it, and he plays extremely hard. And I tell you, he got around the edge there, did a really nice job. Their front line and their slot back there did a phenomenal job getting blocks on the edge, allowed that space for him. And once he gets ahead of steam, that's quite a young man to be able to take down.
Man, that is. No question about that. Harp, Sanders, Adams, Bunch, and Blake are the offensive linemen for Southeast. That time they didn't get such a big push. Good job by the Viking defensive unit.
Yeah, Court Shugan in there. A nice little juke move by Banks up at the line of scrimmage, but Shugan got him first, and then coming in to finish him off there was Austin Sharp from his linebacker position.
Looking to pass, a little quick out in the flat, caught and driven out of bounds by Beaker. I don't think he's got a 1st down. Looks like it's going to be a little bit short. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, nice pass over there to the senior Breeding. Just some quick passing games here. You know, the Vikings want to stay off a little bit, not get beat deep, and they're going to try to set that up the best they can.
Pickering, Hopkins, Ludwig, and Shugan are the down, or Holt, are the down linemen for the Vikings. The linebackers are Shugan, Sharp, and Lysel Alkire. Short yardage gain by the quarterback, looking to try to get the 1st down. He's got that and more across the 40, 35, and down to about the 33-yard line. So Gebhardt found the little seam. It looked like he might have him trapped about the line of scrimmage, but boy, he made it look easy.
A nice pull that time by the guard, Blake. He comes out of his left side guard position and pulls all the way around to the back side and leads him across the way. Got that first block, was able to free Gebhardt. And a nice little gain there until he's finally tackled by Haven Lysel Stewart and Cade Blanchett.
2 receivers far side. Now they come in motion. Now Banks gets the call right up the middle, right up the gut, and he's going straight north, still on his feet, inside the 15-yard or to the 20-yard line and down near the 15. Southeast of Saline is in the CBD red zone.
By number 11, Cade Blanchett, good for a 1st down.
Our physicians are, wrong one. I'll get that in just a second as they come back to the line of scrimmage, ready to go here on 1st and 10. Gebhardt on a pitch now, tries to get it outside to Banks. Banks goes across the 15 and down near the 10-yard line, where that sets up 2nd down and only about 3 yards. Southeast of Saline is in the New Horizons CBD red zone. State licensed New Horizons CBD can help you get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products. Yeah, they don't waste much time. They get up to the line of scrimmage quick. Gebhardt in that pistol formation gives a high five to Banks. He's going to turn and hand it right to Banks again. He's going to try the left side. He's near the goal line and in for 6. So not very many minutes went by that they didn't just push it right down the field and score with 6:14 left to go.
Yeah, nice play there. Good blocking on the edge. They were able to get him a little hole set up, and he's able to take it in from about 6 yards out there. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I put down.
So that'll put them up 6-0 here out of the get-go here with 6:14 remaining. A nice 70-yard drive by Southeast of Saline to be the first team on the board here tonight.
Looks like they're going to go for 2. They put all the linemen over to the side, 1 center, and the quarterback in the middle of the field, and a kind of a slant snap, and in for 2. So with 6:14 to go here in the first quarter, Southeast breaks on top 8-0. Back with the ensuing kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Feel the need for seed? Grow stronger and prosper longer with Phelps Seed. They're your go-to source for premium quality Pioneer brand corn, soybean, milo, and sunflower seed, along with wheat, cover crop, and forage seeds. If you're in the need, trust in Phelps Seed. With you from the word go.
Lidsmore Community Hospital and Family Healthcare Clinic, supporting concussion safety and impact testing for all athletes who call the Smoky Valley home.
And welcome back to Smoky Valley Football. Don Binks along with Doug Snyder. Got Michael Ryan doing stats for us tonight. Mike Rose doing the video again at live.smokyvalley.org. We appreciate all his work. There's a high end over end kick. It's going to be taken by the Vikings at the 20-yard line and then down at the 20. Autry just couldn't get his feet going underneath him and slipped and tripped at the 20-yard line. Must be a little bump in that white line there.
Well, really hustling to get up there and try to make the catch. And once he kind of fumbled that and bobbled it, then it became just had to get it. But nice opening drive for Southeast. It was delayed a little bit by the punt that ended up hitting one of their players. And then Banks takes the 11-yard run to finish off that 70-yard drive. It was a solid drive. They just continued to go after the Vikings. One pass only on that drive. Everything else was the run.
Yeah, they did a good job. Back to wishbone formation, double tight for the Vikings. Lucas under center looking to get some yardage going. Going to keep it himself, try the left side and get a little bit of room there across the 20 and up to about the 22, 23-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 7.
Number 15, Jake Lucas.
A nice little run over there on the left side by Lucas, but the pickings have been a little slim so far. The Vikings, that might be one of their longer gains of the night. They did have the 5-yard run by Hebel earlier. This one here for about 3, so sets them up for a 2nd and 7. Nice crowd here tonight. Southeast of Saline brought a number of people. A lot of Vikings fans here tonight, and of course, 91 different devices checking us out on live.smokyvalley.org as well.
We'll have Charlene Ramsey as a guest at halftime tonight. Lucas second. Right up the middle goes Shugren, and he gets up to the 26-yard line. Another 3-yard gain, 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, 3rd and 4. The Vikings, a manageable play, but they have not picked up a lot of yardage per play so far. Struggling to get more than 3 or 4, so it's going to be really important here for them to find something that goes up the field. Have run 1 pass so far when didn't quite able to hit Haven Lysell Stewart, just a little behind him. We're going to pass it that one time before the penalty. And then we ended up deciding to run it up the gut, and it actually worked out to our advantage because we got the ball back after the punt.
We'll stay in wishbone formation, double tight. Lucas on 3rd and 4. And a little quick little pass up the middle, and it's bobbled, almost picked off. They read that well. Haven Stewart comes right down the middle, and the ball is intended for him. But, boy, there was some defensive hands in there. Number 19, I believe, broke it up.
Yeah, a lot of people around there trying for a quick hitter, but I tell you, they pulled off there very, very quickly. Number 9 was in there, Michael Murray. He was able to get his hands on the ball, but there were a number of Southeast Saline defenders there, making that really difficult, really a kind of a dangerous throw.
4:45 left to go, first quarter. Southeast of Saline up 8-0 here. Stand ball, back to punt. Gebhardt and Murray back at midfield stripe. It's a line drive, twisting kick that takes the Southeast of Saline bounce and goes back across the 45 into the 44 or 43-yard line. And that's where Southeast will take over with short field again. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 44.
Probably a good bounce, actually, for the Vikings, because I think Gebhardt was going to field that on a bounce that came right back up to him. And he might have had some room there. He had some good blockers in front of him and had an opportunity, but the Vikings instead were able to down it and bring that defense out here and hopefully make some adjustments to the first drive and be able to get a stop here.
2 receivers to the far side for Southeast, 1 to the near side. Little bunch formation in the backfield with the quarterback and Banks. He's going to keep it himself, and he gets through one couple of Viking tacklers and then gets outside. Looks like Tristan Stambaugh is out there on defense for this set.
Yeah, I think he was itching at trying to get out there, and he was really trying to beg Coach today to get out on the field, and it looks like he is out there now. So I think they wanted to see how well he could run, and of course he has that opportunity on the punt to be able to run down the field, and I think as long as his comfort level was solid, they were going to try to give him a go.
Gebhardt gets a yard, so it's 2nd down and 9 for Southeast. Rolling near side is Gebhardt, still rolling, going to look down the middle of the field. He's got a receiver, and it's caught.
No, knocked away.
In away. Giving him a shove was Max Beaker to try to knock the ball away, and it was just enough. It fell out incomplete, but he had it in his hands for a moment.
I tell you, Max did a nice job closing back up. He was beaten off the play there and was able to get his hands up and maybe get a hand in his back and get a little push right as that ball arrived. And it was just able to get number 44, Breeding, a little off balance, not quite able to bring it in, but it was a good little post look from the backside there, and they did have him for a brief second.
3rd and 9 now. Beaker and Hebel are the 2 corners. Blanchett and Lucas are the safeties. I don't think I mentioned them early. 1 receiver to the far side, 1 to the near side. So split backs in the backfield. Quarterback's going to keep it right up the middle. He's going to get wrapped up. Good job there by the Vikings. Court Shugren. Thought that was Jake Lucas, but that was Court Shugren. It's going to be 4th down, and we'll call it 9 still.
Yeah, Court shot the gap there, playing pass coverage first, kind of staying home, and as soon as he recognized Gebhardt was going to run with it, shot right through the open hole there and was able to get around his waist and take him down, and so really shutting him down. It is 4th down in Viking territory. You got to think most likely this is going to be go time here for Southeast, or they may try to pin him deep as well.
3 receivers to the far side, a tight end to the near side. Pistol formation for Gebhardt. He's rolling to the far side, still under roll. Still now fires down the field and caught. Making a diving catch was number 4 on the reception. That's Pogue. And boy, he pulled that in. It looked like an NFL catch. He just dove out to get it and brought it in.
Yeah, nice roll to the right there by Gebhardt. He received a great block from Banks, who was able to take out Tristan Stambaugh, who was in pursuit, but a great catch by Pogue.
There's a handoff to Banks, trying up the middle. He's got some running room. He's still churning, punishing Viking tacklers as he goes, and he's inside the 20. The Southeast of Saline is in the CBD red zone again. State licensed New Horizons CBD can help you get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products. They are punishing when they run. It's a horse.
He's so strong. I mean, and he's got a lead blocker going through there, and so he's able to build up a head of steam. By the time the lead blocker veers off to block somebody, the next guy in line is going to get a punishment from him.
Kind of more like a shotgun formation. This time it's kind of a belly play, and Gebhardt keeps it. He should have given it to Banks. He's going to get no gain on the play, maybe a gain of 1.
I think Banks thinks he can run up the field on every play. I mean, I really do believe that he has that kind of strength right now, and he feels like he's in the zone, that he could just take it every time. Again, I think always you got to keep people honest. I think that's why Gebhardt's taking a little bit through the middle, but Banks really kind of has the Vikings number right now because it's been really tough to shut him down.
Handoff again to Banks right up the middle, and he just, that time somebody got him by the ankles. It looks like Court Shugren got him by the ankles that time for a gain of a couple. So it's going to be 3rd down and a long 7.
Yeah, one name we haven't called a lot here in these first couple of drives, and he's been all over the place the last few weeks, has been Haven Lysell Stewart. But, I think maybe he's taken up some more of the blocking tonight, and Shugren's the beneficiary of that. 2
receivers far side. Gebhardt rolling far side, still rolling. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Got 1st down yardage near the goal line. Stopped short of the goal line, but it's going to be 1st and goal for Southeast of Saline. Gebhardt with a nice run.
Yeah, such a dangerous rollout set up by that earlier pass play where he was able to hit Pogue up the field. This time he didn't see it, takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line where Lucas and Blanchett were able to stop him, but that sets up 1st and goal here for Southeast.
Gebhardt looks and turns and finds Banks, and he's going to try to string it out, and the Vikings are trying to string it out, but Banks so strong gets into the end zone for a touchdown. With 1:45 left, Southeast of Saline takes a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, another nice run by Banks, and the Vikings are starting to find him a little bit more. They've been meeting him a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage the last couple of times he's run the ball, but again, he is just so strong and physical. Even though we had a couple of Viking defenders on him, he was still able to carry him into the end zone and pick up the touchdown, his second touchdown of the night.
Center centered it on an angle last time to the flanker. The center is actually Banks. So he's going to take the ball and center it to Gebhardt. This time he goes right to Gebhardt. Gebhardt trying to get to the corner. He gets a good block and is able to get past Jake Lucas for the 2-point conversion, which makes it 16-0 with 1:45 left to go. Back after this 30-second timeout.
16, Smoky Valley 0.
Lowest rates, flexible plans, exceptional customer service, and coverage for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless.
Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg, located at 447 Harrison Street, is proud to support the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Good luck, Vikings, and good luck, Swedes. Member FDIC.
Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College, as the nice turf just shows up so spectacular, both on live.smokyvalley.org and in person. Autry's going to take it about the 10-yard line, trying to get to the middle, 15, 20, trying to find a little seam to go, 25, and then he's tackled about the 27-yard line. So good run back there by Autry.
Yeah, like I said, good to see the youngster out there getting an opportunity tonight. You know, he's extremely excited to be out there on a Friday night, being able to play. They've kicked it to him all 3 times in that same area. This time, again, able to make the catch and get up the field for quite a little bit of a gain. As you said, got at about the 10, and now the Vikings will start at about their own 27.
So 1st and 10, Smoky Valley. Wishbone formation again for Jake Lucas, who's under center. Turn and hand it off to the first man through, that's Shugren, and he'll get a couple up to the 29-yard line, or the Vikings will be faced with a 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, just not a lot of room in there. I tell you, those defenders inside for Southeast of Saline are very solid defenders. You know, you've got some good-sized guys in there in bunch at 205. You got Adams at 282 and Sanders at 284, so some nice-sized players in there.
And they play a 3-man with the linebackers filling also. Here comes Blanchett, and he's going to get taken down in the backfield. He'll actually lose about 4 yards. They're just so quick, too. Not only are they big, but they're quick, and Blanchett gets thrown for about a 4-yard loss.
I tell you, Dalton Bunch was the first thing that Blanchett saw as soon as he got the football that time, and it was not what he wanted to see, as he just ran right into him, and Bunch was able to take him and put him to the ground.
Yeah, this is what you call smash mouth football. We're not taking any names, taking any numbers. They're just taking the hike and going, and whether it's on offense or defense, they're penetrating crazy. This could be the last play of the quarter. 3 receivers to the near side for Smoky Valley. Shotgun formation for Jake Lucas. Lucas is going to roll near side, still looking down the field, going to go for Hebel, and it's broken up on the play. Southeast of Saline stops it, and it will make the Vikings punt on 4th down, and still against a little bit of wind. So Vikings have had 3 possessions and 3 punts here in this first quarter.
Pass was a little high to Hebel, but I tell you, it was probably a blessing in disguise because Luke Gebhardt was right there on top of that. He bit on that out pattern quickly, and if that ball would have been on target, I think Gebhardt has an interception.
Yeah, it looked pretty dicey there, so it was a good thing it was a little bit high. Got some scores starting to roll in. We'll get to those here between the next play. Vikings set the punt, stand by back there. The receivers are Gebhardt and Murray back about the 45-yard line across midfield. There's a flag and a stoppage of play, and Vikings with another penalty. That's their 3rd false start penalty. We look like you said, we look like the team that didn't get to play last week.
We just look a little bit on our heels right now to start this game. I don't know, you get an injury to Tristan here during the week, and it kind of changes your perspective on things. It gets you out of sorts a little bit, and that's kind of how we look. We're just not quite doing the things we know we're capable of doing.
Good snap to stand by, a little pressure coming up the middle. He gets the kickoff. It's a low line drive. Gets between the legs of Gebhardt. He lets it go, so he must not have touched it. It goes across midfield and down to the 44-yard line. That's where Southeast of Saline will take over 1st and 10, but got a little luck on that bounce with 7.7 seconds to go. In the first quarter, Southeast will get one play before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, 35-yard punt there, aided by the roll for Tristan Stambaugh. It did get through Gebhardt's legs there. Luckily, didn't touch him anywhere, but he does get out of the way. And like you said, one more play should wrap up this quarter here, and it's been all Southeast of Saline so far.
No question about that. Gebhardt looking to the sideline to get the play he wants. He goes to that pistol formation with Banks behind him in the backfield. Two receivers near side, one to the far side. Little confusion on there. The play clock went down to 0, but the man in the white hat said we need to restart that because it must have got started a little bit before he was ready. So we'll go with 1st and 10, Southeast of Saline leading 16-0 here right before the end of the first quarter. The snap, Gebhardt looking short. Now he's going to go deep down the sideline. Hebel's right into position, but he comes up and gets the play, and they're going to go for 6. Good catch and run by Murray. And the Southeast of Saline scores on a 56-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, beautiful pass there from Gebhardt. He just laid that ball out there and just made it pretty much a jump ball for Murray. Murray, very athletic. I tell you, Hebel went up with him. Murray's just more athletic in that situation, and he goes up. He was able to spot the ball, pulls it down, and just carries it into the end zone. What an excellent play by Murray. Beautiful pass by Gebhardt, and another touchdown here to end the quarter for Southeast Saline.
Yeah, as if they didn't have enough firepower. Now they go down there, and they, like you said, they throw up a jump ball. Hebel had good coverage. He was right there, but Murray just went up over the top. Banks will now center on the PAT try. Centers it right to Gebhardt, who's going to take it on a run again, trying to get outside. This time the Vikings are going to stop it. No good. And our score at the end of the first quarter, Southeast of Saline 22, Smoky Valley 0. Back after this 1 minute timeout.
Arn Reinert, CPA LLC, provides tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area and is a proud supporter of Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College activities. Located at 117 South Lincoln Street in Lindsborg. Arn Reinert, CPA LLC. Trust your Smoky Valley real estate needs to Mari Loader of Coldwell Banker and Piper Winger Realtors, a Smoky Valley business owner since 1995 and a community volunteer. No one knows the entire Smoky Valley area the way that Mari does. Call her for your real estate needs. Call Mari, call it sold. First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of sports in the Smoky Valley. First Bank Kansas is community-focused and customer-driven with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson. Bank with confidence at First Bank Kansas. Carlson Accounting, Inc. in Lindsborg offers complete accounting and payroll services, full-service income tax and e-file services, and business advisory services. Serving Central Kansas since 1983. A proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany Athletics.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field. Don Bingson along with Doug Snyder as the Vikings get the kickoff again at the Hebel's got at the 20. Trying to get outside now, cuts it back up the middle, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's breaking into the open 40, midfield, 45 and down to the 40. Gets tackled by Murray. But what a nice return for Brant Hebel.
Beautiful return. The Vikings faked that little reverse there. Hebel takes it from his own 20, got on his horse and gets out there. If not for Murray, he's probably going to take that to the house. Instead, he takes it all the way into Southeast of Saline territory, and they're going to have the ball right around the 40-yard line, just inside the 40. So again, a 41-yard return by Hebel.
Yeah, what a great scene. We got some good blocking, and he ended up finding a place to go with that run, and he just burst into the open there. Vikings will go wishbone formation, but they'll split their two tight ends this time. One receiver each way for Smoky Valley. Lucas handed off to Sugar right up the middle. He gets swamped in there by big number 65, and Rodriguez, the linebacker, number 33. They're just everywhere here to start with.
You know, we talked about this a week or two ago. I think Coach Meyer or Coach Henderson talked about the fact that they decided they needed to spread the field a little bit to allow some more openings and fewer defenders in the box and try to open the game up a little bit. I think that's what the Vikings tried to do there, but those big guys inside were right on top of that fullback dive play and are able to stop it for no gain.
So no gain on the play, just underway, second quarter. 22-0 Southeast of Saline here, as they've flexed their muscle and why they're undefeated. Here comes Blanchett trying the left side. He's got a little bit of room. He'll get across the 40 and down to the 37-yard line. And that's where they'll be facing 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Breeding on the tackle there, coming in from his linebacker spot. He's able to be the first one on scene there. I think also coming in was Luke Gebhardt to finish the play off, but that sets up the Vikings here with 3rd and long. And this position with the score what it is at 22-0, you got to think this is 4-down territory. They'd like to pick up about half of this, if not more, but you just want to kind of get a few here, get a little bit, give yourselves an opportunity here on 4th down.
Finish the drive, what we've been talking about the last 3 weeks. Toss trying to go to Hebel outside, trying to look for some seam. Boy, they're stringing it out good. And there's a great tackle on the play by number 26 out there, who just strung along the line of scrimmage and just wouldn't allow anybody to get him blocked.
Yeah, Eli Harris just continued to strafe along the side there and not allow any opportunities for a Viking to get to him. Cade Blanchett had the designation to try to take him on, but Harris is another one of those guys, very strong, very physical.
And very fast.
And he was able to get Hebel exactly where he wanted and reduce the side of the field. There was nowhere to turn up, and finally he's able to cut that side down and come up and make the tackle.
House goes wide to the near side. Flanker is Hebel on the near side. I formation behind Jake, who's dropping back, going to look to pass it quick to House, and then a lateral to Hebel. Tried a little hook and ladder, but it just didn't work. And they surrounded the Vikings and going to take over on down. But, well, give them credit for trying the fun play.
Yeah, it was a good idea there, I think, to try to open things up. But I tell you, they ran a number of Southeast of Saline defenders all toward the ball. Really not very much blitzing at all. They only brought 3 guys there on the rush, and then they poured everybody else back into coverage. I think if they wouldn't have done that, if they'd have brought the heat like they had every other play, I think that's open. But in this scenario, the flip goes back. Hebel has nowhere to go.
Yeah, almost like they knew what the Vikings were running on that play. Gebhardt going to take it himself, try the far side. He's got some running room. Good block on Sugar to get outside, and then driven out of bounds by Lucas, but that's a nice block on Court Sugar.
I tell you, a really classy block, too. I think that was number 33 out there making the block. That was Rodriguez. But he had Sugar dead to rights. You know, in the old days, as we'll call it, they would let you come in and just clean somebody's clock. He got in front of him, stood there, just basically became a nuisance and somebody he couldn't get around.
Handoff to Banks right up the middle. The Vikings snuffed that one out. Nice play defensively by Smoky Valley there. Among others, Court Sugar and looks like Tanner Luddick.
I think Tanner was the first one that got him down around the ankles, and he was able to really just nosedive underneath there and get a piece of ankle and hold on to him. And that allowed an opportunity for the rest of the backers to come in and make a play on that one.
No gain on the play, so it's 3rd down and 3 for Southeast at the 40-yard line.
This is usually where they've been rolling him out here and finding some space.
Gebhardt takes the snap, going to just give it straight to Banks. He's going to try to kick it outside. He's got some running room, gets a block, going to have 1st down yardage. He's still on his feet. I thought he was tackled, but he's still on his feet. And coming up there is Blanchett and
number 6, Bryant Banks on the carry.
Lucas on the tackle.
You know, you thought he was down.
I did.
Because he ran over his own man, Murray, and Murray's the one that went down to the ground, but he just plowed over him. If you see that on the highlights, Murray's just minding his own business, and he gets his clock cleaned by his own guy, and then he just kept running.
It's far enough on the far side of the field that that's exactly what I thought. I thought Banks went down, and then here's number 6 still running. 2 receivers far side, a little quick pass out in the flat to Murray. Going to have some running room. Now he gets through Viking defenders. It could go all the way. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Southeast of Saline. Pogue on the catch, and he ran through some Viking traffic. Nobody could bring him down, and it's a touchdown run of
53 yards there for Pogue. again, nice speed, showed it up the sideline, was really able to take off and get going. And you're right, it is going to count, I think, as a run play, even though he looks like he passes it. He passes it back behind, but Pogue is able to take it to the house, and yet another score here in the first half for Southeast of Saline, putting him up 28-0 with 8:33 remaining here in the first half.
Conventional lineup for point after. This time everybody is on the ball like they normally are. Pistol formation for Gebhardt. Now flag comes in. It's going to be a false start for Southeast of Saline, so it'll make the 2-point conversion a little tougher on them. But that drive started about the 30 or 27 yard line, I believe. So it's going to be a 70, maybe 73. We'll see what the stat guys tell us here or you can look them up real quick. So a 2-point conversion from the 8-yard line now. Gebhardt's going to roll out to the far side, looking down in the middle of the field, and wide open is number 44. Boy, it seems like they got receivers coming all over the place. That's Breeding, and it's good. And that makes the score 30-0 with 8:33 left to go in the second quarter. Back after this 30-second timeout.
For over 100 years, Bethany Home Association has empowered seniors creatively, spiritually, and emotionally to do what they do best. We have grown and expanded services and are pleased to announce our new name, Bethany Village. Join us in the art of living in Lindsborg. Visit BethanyVillageKS.com.
If it's game day, it's on at the Old Stuga in Lindsborg. Streaming all the Smoky Valley and Bethany games, you won't miss a play. Come in to pregame or to celebrate after the game. The Old Stuga in downtown Lindsborg, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College, where Smoky Valley plays football. Don Binks along with Doug Snyder got Michael Ryan and Dalton Eastep doing stats for us tonight. Mike Rose doing the video again, live.smokyvalley.org. We so appreciate him going with us those 2 long road trips so you could see and listen to the game on the road. Here's a high end over end kick's going to be taken, bounces first and taken by Hebel. 30, 35, 40. He's still on his feet near the 45-yard line. Brant Hebel's got finding some little seams to return the ball on.
Tell you, Brant has been the bright spot so far for the Vikings. He's had a couple of very nice returns and able to get the Vikings some decent field position on the last couple of possessions. This time, like you said, taking the ball off the bounce at about the 24-yard line and able to take it up to about the 44. So about a 20-yard return there from Hebel.
Wasn't quite as good as the last one, getting down to the across midfield, but we'll take it. Wide receiver each way for the Vikings. I formation, Shugren and Blanchett behind Lucas. Lucas dropping back for a quick pass out in the flat to House, caught around midfield, and he's taken down immediately, but gain of about 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, that last drive for Southeast of Saline, 4 plays, 67 yards. They just continue to put up the yardage here as we're in the second quarter. So far, 235 yards of total offense for Southeast of Saline. The Vikings only 17.
And it's our defense that have been getting better. Scott City last week scored on that first drive, and that's all the points they got until the third quarter. So our defense has been playing so much better, but Southeast of Saline is explosive. I formation behind Jake Lucas. Southeast looking, Jake Lucas is going to keep the ball, try to get outside, looking for a seam to cut it back up, and he's going to get a yard or 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 2, but Rodriguez is right there to jump on his back and bring him down.
Yeah, he was in there quickly, and again, they're just so good at stringing the play out. They continue to make Jake go down the line. Finally, at some point, he has to make the decision to go up, but by the time he does, it seems like there's a lot of Southeast of Saline defenders just waiting in the gaps for him, and he's just not able to find much yardage, but it brings up a 3rd and short here for Smoky Valley.
3rd and manageable. They'll go back to double tight wishbone formation for Smoky Valley. Jake turns and hands it off to Shugan, the first man through, and he's going to have 1st down yardage down to near the 41-yard line. He just burst between what would have been a couple of tacklers and got big yardage to get a first down for the Vikings, so very good running by Fort Sjogren.
Yeah, Sjogren digging deep there, just trying to make sure he gets the first down. Picked and chose his way a little bit to be able to get through there, and he was able to pick up that first down and continue the drive here for the Vikings.
Finish the drive, finish the drive. We've been preaching that sentence for the last 3 or 4 weeks. See what they can do here. Down 30-0 with 6:40 to go in the second quarter. Boy, the linebackers just coming up to the line of scrimmage. There's another handoff up the middle, and it's going to go nowhere this time. Good job, Brand Hebel, trying to get something. But, boy, their linebackers, there are 3 down linemen, and then they have 4 backers, and they just choose a gap, and then it's like a 7-man front, and you just have nowhere to go. It's hard to get a block.
Yeah, and it really seemed like maybe we chose the correct one that time. He was coming off the left side, and we went to the other side of it, and we still find a lot of Southeast Saline defenders. But like I said, those front 3 very strong young men for Southeast of Saline. They really do occupy that line of the Vikings so well, and it allows those linebackers room to roam.
During the play, count how many they have on defense out there. Turn and hand it off to Blanchard, trying the left side. He's got some room. He gets through one tackler and down to the 35-yard line. A pickup of about 6 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 4, but it just seems like they have too many out there.
I tell you, for a brief moment, I think Blanchard was just surprised that he had that much real estate because he got over there. I tell you, the outside of this left side of the line looks like Hopkins over here and also Haven Lysell Stewart were able to turn both of their men inside, and then he had a kick-out block coming from Hebel, and he did have some space, and he's able to get the ball up there and set up, again, another 3rd and relatively manageable.
Wishbone formation again for Smoky Valley, finding a little bit of success here on their key blocks. Linebackers again funneling up to the line of scrimmage. Lucas is going to keep it himself. No. Yes, he did. I wasn't sure where the ball went.
I don't think the officials were either.
Rodriguez was right up on top of Lucas so quick. It's a loss of about 2 on the play. It was 4th down and 6 here, but that Rodriguez, he's just so quick, and he gets right up. I'm sure he's offside.
I tell you, I don't know if you could hear it at home, but the whistle didn't sound until the Southeast of Saline player pointed at Lucas, who was laying on the ground, to tell him that he had the ball. I mean, that was how quick that play developed.
Flanker to the right, Hebel. House also wide receiver to the right. Lucas under pressure, going to throw it, and throws it to Brandon Malm. It's an incomplete pass, but Lucas was just clobbered as he let go of the ball by none other than Rodriguez again. He just seems like he is in Jake Lucas's pocket every minute of the down.
I tell you, Rodriguez came off of the edge that time. He got right by Brandon Malm. Super quick. I mean, there was really no time to be able to get there. Timed the snap perfectly. Lucas tried to roll to his right. And as he came out of that fake, right there was Rodriguez, and he threw it to the first guy he saw. Unfortunately, that was Brandon Malm, and I don't think you can do that. So Brandon didn't even try to make the catch there, and so that turns it back over. So a good drive for the Vikings. Unfortunately, come away with nothing.
Couldn't finish the drive. Here's a handoff to Banks, trying the outside. The Vikings stringing it out well, but Banks lowers his shoulder and pushes forward. He gets about 5 or 6 on the play. In the NFL, that would be illegal touching. They couldn't even throw it to a lineman, otherwise it'd be a penalty. But in high school, Brandon did the right thing by not catching it. Then he would have been an ineligible receiver, so he did a good job. But Banks shows his strength there again. The Vikings looked like they had that one strung out pretty good, and he just lowers his shoulder and gets 6.
Yeah, Pickering and Lysell Stewart both there. Lysell Stewart ends up getting blocked on that play, but then Vincent just not quite able to make that tackle. And again, such a strong runner, difficult to bring down in Banks.
Gebhardt in that pistol formation. Snap goes to Rodriguez, and I guess it was a handoff. I couldn't tell if it was a handoff or a snap. But he gets across midfield and down to the 46 or 47-yard line where he'll be tackled.
Yeah, a little fake of that green sweep coming across. You know, Pogues already showed his speed on that last touchdown catch, and this time they fake it to him coming across just to create a little motion going the opposite way. The turn to give to Rodriguez, and he picks up a nice gain, and another first down for Southeast as they have yet another drive here into Viking territory in the first half.
Leading 30-0 with 3:20 left to go here in the first half. This time, Gebhardt's going to keep it himself and try near side. He's got some room, and then he finally goes down short of the first down across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. he just looked like he didn't want to take a couple of hits coming up from Hebel and Sjogren.
Yeah, Gebhardt did a nice play there. They fake it going to the left, and he got into the middle there, and I think he thought maybe he might have a little bit more blocking, but he quickly realized there were a load of Vikings there, and he just kind of took it to the ground and avoided the major contact. And again, pretty smart play on his behalf.
Yeah, really. He was going to get lit up there, no question. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Gebhardt with Banks now runner. Oh, boy, it looked like the ball got loose, but Gebhardt's going to keep it himself and get first down yardage across or down to the 35-yard line. That was a little confusing in the backfield there. I thought a couple of guys ran into each other.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell if that was the design of the play or not the design of the play, because it looked like you said, a couple of guys there hitting each other in the backfield as they sent Pogue in motion. Rodriguez there, and it just looked like it was a little out of sorts, and yet still enough as Gebhardt, the athlete that he is, picks up the first down.
We're going to want to face these guys in basketball this year. They look pretty talented. Gebhardt back to pass. Under some pressure. Sharp coming in. Couldn't quite get him by the ankles. Now Gebhardt's going to get some yardage, first down yardage, and more. He comes out into the open. 20, 15. It's a foot race, and he's going to win it. 10, 5, touchdown. Gebhardt, who looked like he was going to get sacked about the 40-yard line, took it to the far side, brings back across the field, and then picks up a couple of blocks and runs it in from 35 yards out.
Yeah, beautiful run by Gebhardt, and you're right. He goes back to pass on that particular play, and instead got a little bit of pressure from Austin Sharp, had a little bit of pressure there as well, I think, from Vincent Pickering coming off the edge, and instead just decides he's going to reverse field and bring it all the way back across the Viking defense, and he takes it to the house for the touchdown, 36-0 Southeast.
Pistol formation for Gebhardt. He's got to catch his breath a little bit as he takes the snap, going to turn and hand it off. Pogue turn to get the far side, and he's going to get in for the 2-point conversion. And our score with 2 minutes left in the first half. 38-0 Southeast of Saline, back after this 30-second timeout.
Smoky Valley Chiropractic. Dr. Daryl Loader has been on the Viking sidelines since 1995. A doctor with advanced certification in both wellness and sports injury management. He is the resident expert in the Smoky Valley, helping others live long, active, healthy lives since 1995. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Bank of Tuscan. Come see us for all your home loan needs in the Smoky Valley, including construction loans at Stockholm Estates. Equal housing lender, NMLS 403648. Member FDIC.
We're the Bank of Tuscan.
Stadium. Lindstrom Brothers Field. We're going to say this too often, and it's not because we're scoring, it's the other team is scoring. That's their 5th touchdown here of the first half, and they get the ball to start the second half, so not what the Vikings wanted tonight for sure.
Yeah, that drive, 5 plays, 63 yards, and then capped off by the 35-yard Gebhardt run. Really just making something out of nothing. Went back to pass, didn't have anything, scrambles and finds an open gap, and the next is history there as he takes one to the house. And some nice drives so far by Southeast here in this first half.
Oh, no question. They show their athletic ability. You didn't answer me when I said, are we going to want to play these guys in basketball?
Nice kickoff by Southeast.
Awesome. Coming up, trying their far side, and he gets a little bit of room up to cross the 30-yard line, up to about the 33-yard line, as we continue to broadcast our football broadcast. They had a decent team last year.
They were very good last year, and they're very talented again coming back, and you know, I believe that we are as well. I think we've got a lot of guys coming back, so I look forward to our opportunities to compete against them for sure, and you're right. They're definitely showing some athleticism tonight and showing their mettle, and they were definitely ready to come in and play tonight after sitting out last week. You know, they maybe got some healing done and some things like that, but this is what they've done to every team they've played this year, especially as of late. It's been shutout football by Southeast.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line for Smoky Valley. Wishbone formation behind Jake, turns and hands it off to, there's a little extracurricular activity. I think we're going to throw a flag down there. The ball was taken across the 35 and then away from the ball. I was watching number 26 over there. He comes, Eli Harris. Jake Lucas had handed the ball off, and he just knocks him down. I mean, and the referee in the white hat decided to throw the flag, and that was exactly what I was watching to see what he would do with that. And it is unnecessary roughness. You got to let that go.
Yeah, it's it's just surprising. It's not been a game like that at all. It seems like both teams have really been able to handle their composure here pretty well. But on that particular play, Eli Harris comes off the edge, and yes, there was the situation where he's able to carry out the fake. But again, a pretty late hit there. Actually, 2 fouls here as they're going to call the face mask, which is going to be declined, but the personal foul is going to be accepted.
It'll be both. Either one of them would have been added to the end of the run. It gets it up to across midfield. But yeah, it hasn't been that way at all. Hasn't been chippy. Hasn't been anything. I mean, these two teams had a rivalry back when our kids were playing, and we played each other, and then we kind of went away for a while, and then it got reissued again back in the 90s. And so I know these kids know each other pretty well. They do things together and other sports, but football hasn't been one that we've had to play. But yeah, that was kind of a little bit unnecessary for sure. Well, the Vikings are the beneficiary. They get the ball all the way up to midfield now with 1:45 left to go, trailing 38-0 in all Southeast of Saline. Lucas is going to roll to the far side, looking down the field. Now goes across to Hebel, and he can't. Just overthrows him a little bit. He had a step on the coverage of Murray there, but unable to connect. Second down and 10.
This has been a staple here about the last 3-4 weeks for the Vikings here. That little wheel route coming off. This time it was to the same side as the fake. A few weeks ago here at home, we ran that play to Brandt, and he just dropped it. And then I think last week or the week before we ran it and actually had a nice gain out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, this was some of those similar looks. This time the ball just about a yard or two over Hebel, and it looked like he just never really found it either.
Second down and 10 for the Vikings. Wishbone formation for Lucas. Turns and hands it off to Blanchett, trying the left side. He's given a little bit of room down to about the 48-yard line. Pick up of 2 or 3. It'll be third down for the Vikings and a timeout by Southeast of Saline. We'll keep it right here. We're going to talk to Charlene Ramsey, who's got Substate coming up at home this weekend. We're going to broadcast the games on Smoky Valley live.smokeyvalley.org for them, see if they can advance to the state tournament. Also trying to get an update from Coach Bella on how the tennis team's doing at state today, first round.
Got that right now, actually. In the doubles category, Carrick Elliott and Lena Rockholtz, they won their first match. I believe they lost their second match to Central Plains in a tiebreaker, won their third match against Scott City, so they will continue tomorrow with an opportunity to finish as high as fifth. And Logan Spencer, she won her first match today, lost her second, and just learned that she is knocked out for tomorrow. So Lena and Carrick still playing tomorrow. Logan, unfortunately, not able to continue on tomorrow.
We won't have Jay Myers up here in the press box, but we will have congratulations for him and his cross-country team. The boys taking first yesterday in the league meet at Halstead. The girls taking second, so very respectable outing for them in cross-country. So
and 2 league champs there, too.
Yeah.
Gracie Lambert wins league for the girls' side, and, of course, Ryan Helene getting it for the boys' side, so that's phenomenal.
Yeah, excellent job by them, and their state or regional tournament comes up next week at Southeast of Saline. House goes wide to the near side. Hebel is the flanker to the near side I formation behind Jake, who's going to turn and hand it off to Sugar. And boy, he's met by Mr. Rodriguez again, coming in from that linebacker position, and he saw the handoff. I can't believe there's not more yellow flags flying, because it looks like he is right in the backfield before we are.
Yeah, their timing of that has really been phenomenal. They've been right on top of that. They've got to be hearing something about the Viking cadence to be able to be on top of it the way they are. But, historically, we've had some players that have been able to do that. Spencer Bird back in the day was one of the best I remember since I've been here, getting up to that line of scrimmage and timing it so perfectly where he was right in that A-gap and able to get the job done. So, again, we want to thank Mike Rose for all the work that he does. We have 113 devices watching us. We have people all the way out in Illinois tonight checking us out. So, again, if you have the chance to go there, please do so. And like you said, we'll be covering Sub-State volleyball next Saturday on live.smokyvalley.org as well. And so that'll be fun for us to kind of be able to hopefully see the number 4 ranked Vikings move on through their sub-state. There's a lot of really good ones. I think I was looking today. I think there's one sub-state in the East that has 4 of the top 10 teams in that sub-state. Wow. So some pretty solid ones out there. And, of course, the Vikings have some teams that they have not seen before in that sub-state as well.
4th down now for the Vikings. They're going to punt the ball away. Southeast of Saline called another timeout, so they are certainly gearing up to have a little time left. Stanbaugh fumbles the punt or the snap a little bit, is a little short, and letting it bounce is Southeast of Saline. I thought he waved for a fair catch. Murray, Gebhardt ends up taking it and runs out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. I thought Murray waved for a fair catch call, but I saw that in one of the NFL games the other night where they waved for a fair catch. The ball hit, the defenders went by, and then he picked it up and started running. Well, that's a penalty because once you call a fair catch, you can't do it, but maybe because it wasn't him, and maybe he was just waving at his teammate to take the ball. I don't know what he was doing, but we'll see what that is. But they've got 90 yards to go now if they want to get a touchdown here, so hopefully the Viking defense can stiffen now.
Yeah, 90 yards in 69 seconds. It'll be interesting to see if they do try to take this ball to the house here.
38-0 pass out in the flat, caught. Vikings right there to defend it well. Get about a yard or two on the gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Under a minute now we go, 55, 54. Southeast trying to pick up the pace a little bit. I'll credit them with 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, Vincent Pickering up there, upending the runner there and stopping that play.
Gebhardt runs into his own teammate in the backfield. He's got pressure coming, and that's going to be thrown out of bounds. Good job by Tristan Stanbaugh.
Yeah, good to see Tristan out there. Had what looked like it might be a hyperextension earlier in the week. Got hit down low in practice. Weren't sure if he'd be able to go tonight. So seeing him get out there and not only that, but seeing him fight off the block and be able to chase down Gebhardt, who's been so quick tonight. But he's able to get there and force Gebhardt to throw the ball out of bounds. So a nice stand so far here on these first 2 plays.
I don't know why that isn't intentional grounding, even though he threw it out of bounds. I know you can do that in the NFL, but he had nobody out there.
Yeah, so. he had a number 26 was up there. Okay. He was about 5 yards up. So
Gebhardt looks now. He's going to tuck it and run. He's got some running room. He's across the 20, 25, 30, and driven out. Oh, no, he's not driven out of bounds. Now finally goes out of bounds about the 35-yard line. So he just decided to tuck that one and run the opposite way. He had 3 receivers to the near side and found some open territory.
Yeah, did a nice job there setting that play up, getting all the Vikings over here to the near side, and he knew he had some isolations on the far side, takes it that way closer to his bench, and again picks up some nice yardage and sets him up at about the 36 here with 30.2 seconds left here in the half.
30.2. We'll have a scoreboard update for you here during the halftime as well. We got Charlene Ramsey again coming up to talk about her team's volleyball. Rodriguez the back in the backfield down now. Going to go deep down the field, too. There's a flag coming up, and Murray makes the catch. 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. But there is a flag on the play. But if it's defensive pass interference, it'll be declined, of course, as Murray goes and dunks it over the goalposts. In high school, that's usually a penalty. The flag laying up there about the 42-yard line. We'll see what the flag is for.
Touchdown is good. On the play, we have holding on the defense. The penalty is declined. Try good.
So it's a 60. It's a 90-yard drive that scores. 19.2 seconds remaining. Murray's an athlete.
Yeah, he is, and that was a really nice play again. Just a jump ball opportunity for him, and he goes up and gets it and is able to take the ball in for yet another touchdown.
Point after.
Go ahead.
Point after is good, and our score with 19 seconds left to go. It's 46-0 back with the kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Auburn Pharmacy is your local hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, located at 216 North Harrison Street, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
People's Bank and Trust takes pride in its heritage of service to the customer and features 12 locations in central Kansas. People's Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany College. Member FDIC.
Back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. Now the Vikings have gone 3 games and a half without scoring. It's just one of those little bugaboos that you can't get out of your mind a little bit. And they, Southeast of Saline's defense is just so amazing. Not that their offense isn't amazing. It's certainly amazing too, but their defense is just incredible. Back for the Vikings, Hebel and Autry. High short kick is going to be taken by Golden at the 35-yard line. He gets a couple yards up to the 36 or 37. That's where the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 with 15 seconds left to go.
Yeah, I had that last drive at 4 plays, 90 yards. So they just, again, didn't have a lot of time, had 69 seconds on the clock, and only used about 54 of those seconds, or 50 of those seconds to be able to score. So very impressive play. And again, great athleticism by Murray to go up and make that catch and take it in for the score.
Wishbone formation for Jake is going to hand it off to Shugan right across the 40 and up to near the 41-yard line. And that's where the half will end. But the Vikings certainly have played a tough game. They played hard, but Southeast of Saline, too many weapons on their side of the court, or their side of the field, and they lead it 46-0 at halftime. We'll be back to wrap up this half. We'll have Coach Charlene Ramsey of the Vikings volleyball team on as well. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football back after this 3-minute timeout.
The Wildfires are going to be performing, so stick around here before you go get your walking taco. The Wildfires are dancing
highest
tonight
quality,
to
most time.
Don't Start Now, taught by Riley Ebert and Addison Ebert. The Wildfires are Captain Riley Ebert, Grayson Bauer, Braden DeSalt, Emma Liddick, Lauren DeLiesel, Olivia Ford, Raina Decker, and Addison Ebert. Again, don't forget, walking tacos, please, please, please.
The Lindsborg community and the athletes at Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College. I'm Ryan Biegert, branch manager at the Lindsborg location for People's Bank and Trust, a proud native of Lindsborg, and I'm ready to be your banker. People's Bank and Trust, meeting the needs of our community and always improving the way we do business. Located at 201 South Main in Lindsborg, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Vikes and go Swedes.
This is the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic halftime show. A first half recap, scores from around the area, and keys to a second half win. Smoky Valley Vikings football on 95.5 The Rock.
This is the halftime show brought to you by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic, working with athletes of every level to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation at the school, on the field, or in their clinic. They're ready wherever and whenever you need them to help you get back in the game. The home field advantage starts at the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. The Southeast of Saline Trojans scored on their first drive. They scored on their second drive. They scored on their third drive. One was 7 plays, 70 yards. 9 plays, 44 yards. 1 play, 66-yard pass to end the first quarter, and then they scored in 3 possessions again. 4 play, 67-yard drive, 5 play, 38-yard touchdown run by Gebhardt, and then this last drive, a 4 play, 90-yard drive to take a 46-0 lead. I'm not going to go through every one of them, Doug, but the stats I'm sure will show the same thing. It's certainly a one-sided game.
It really has been a one-sided game. I tell you, they've just completely dominated so many aspects of the game. So far, like I said, Southeast of Saline an even 300 yards here in the first half on 28 plays, averaging about 10.7 yards per play, almost unheard of. 170 of that on the ground, 130 through the air. About the only blip on the radar for them is they did have 1 penalty for 5 yards, and they had a fumble that they lost that bounced off of the returner, one of the return men, on a punt. First downs, they had 14, 11 of those via the rush, 3 via the pass. They were 3 for 4 on third down, 1 for 1 on fourth down. Jackson Gebhardt, he's been fun to watch. 5 for 7 throwing the ball, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's also the leading rusher tonight for Southeast of Saline. 9 carries, 84 yards, and a score there as well. Bryant Banks been solid tonight. 11 carries, 75 yards. He has 2 touchdowns. Matthew Rodriguez, 1 carry for 10 yards. Chase Pogue, he has 3 grabs for 68 yards, one of those being a touchdown. Michael Murray, also 1 grab, 56 yards. Pretty solid there as well. Matthew Rodriguez, we've said his name a lot on defense, 5.5 tackles, 4 solo. He's been back in the backfield, wreaking havoc on the Vikings. Breeding, 4.5. Michael Murray with 4. Caden Isaacson's with 2, and a number of Southeast of Saline players with 1.5 or 1. For the Vikings, meanwhile, 36 yards of total offense on 24 plays. That's right, Vikings being outgained 300-36 in that first half. Only 24 plays. 6 yards through the air for the Vikings, 30 via the ground. They do have 3 penalties as well, early for 15 yards. They did have the one fumble, had a fumble, didn't lose it. 5 punts so far for Tristan Stambaugh, averaging about 26.5 yards a punt. Not a lot in the way of first downs for the Vikings as well, so some struggles there. Jake Lucas, meanwhile, goes 2 for 6 for 6 yards, throwing the football. The 2 receptions both going to Braxton House, one of those on the attempt for the hook and ladder. Rushing the football, Court Shugren, 7 carries, 18 yards. Brant Hebel, 3 for 9. Cade Blanchett, 3 for 5. Jake Lucas, 5 for -2. Tackling-wise, Blanchett, 3.5. Shugren with 3. Lucas, 2.5. Sharp, 2.5. Haven Lysell Stewart has 2. Braxton House with 1. Stambaugh, Luddig, Pickering, Holt, and Hopkins all with 0.5. Want to add tonight kickoff returns. Brant Hebels had a nice night, 2 returns for 67 yards. Justice Autry getting the look tonight, 3 returns for 33 yards. And then Cade Blanchett made up. He shouldn't be on the list. Sorry, it was a mess up there. My bad. So tough night for the Vikings so far. It's been all, like you said, Southeast of Saline thus far.
Time now to look at our impact performance of the first half, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. I think Brant Hebel has to be the choice for that, because he's kind of been the bright spot for that, and he is one that certainly is able to to give some of the for the crowd something to cheer about.
Yeah, I think he's been continuing to dig out there and play hard throughout the half, and just basically having some. The Vikings just haven't moved the ball. It's hard to pick a player of the half when you haven't done much offensively and have struggled defensively. I mean, obviously, if we're having to choose one from the other side, you look at Gebhardt or you look at Banks. But I think for the Vikings side, I think I agree with you. I think Hebel has to have that, some good looks, some good opportunities, at least giving us something to kind of get excited about and hang our hat on.
No question about that. Thank you for agreeing. And now I'll turn it over to Coach Charlene Ramsey, who's joining us now on her Viking Spikers. I don't know what you call volleyball players for sure, but they certainly are a little bit of good athletes you got going out there, and what a season you've got going.
Yes, we do. We have a really good group of girls this year, and sprinkled in some young freshmen who have a bright future ahead. So it's been a great year.
Tell us a little bit about what makes this team gel. What do they do so good that makes them play together, and your coaching staff that works together?
So we're 23-1, and what's been nice is these girls have played varsity together now for a couple of years. And last year we didn't have any seniors on the team, so they got a lot of varsity experience then. And this year, I think the biggest difference in last year's team and this year's team is just the mental toughness this group displays. And I think they've grown up, they've matured a lot, and decided that maybe drama and some petty things don't have a place for it this year in our program. And they're determined, man. They're determined to finish it out. So it's been a really, really good group.
Well, this last couple of weeks, you've had a little adversity thrown at you. You've gone and had to drop the set here and there, and you've had to come back and win that third set. And each time you've lost the second set, I believe it was down at Heston the other night, you lost one, and then at Ellsworth also you lost one. When they come back to that third set, they've really played dominant.
Yeah, they have, and we've only done that, I think, 4 times this season. And so, that third set, you never know as a coach. I can go one of 2 ways.
Sure.
And the fact that they have plowed through that third set and finished out, gosh, that's tremendous growth for our girls.
Take us through that set the other night when you played at Heston. I don't remember who you were playing, but you were down double digits, and you came back, and Addie Heitschmidt, I think, was serving, and she just got it over the net every time. And
yeah,
what a rally you made to win that first set.
So we were playing Heston, actually,
okay.
And Heston has a tradition of strong volleyball program,
sure.
And this year, not quite the case. They graduated 6 seniors last year, but we were down in that first set, and I told Coach Jason Peters at Heston afterwards, I said, your girls came out swinging. They knew we were vying for a league championship, and they wanted nothing more than to be the team that took us down, and they came out guns a-blazing, and I don't think we were quite ready, so we buried ourselves a little bit. We were down 15-24. I've had that happen on the other end last year at Beloit. We were one of those teams that playing Beloit, we had the 24, and as a coach, you think, well, surely it's not going to take much to score 1 point, right? And so 15-24, Addie Heitschmidt went back and served, and all of a sudden I could just see the look in the eyes of our girls, and Bree Franklin especially. I told her afterwards, I go, Bree, you took that team on your back, man. She just played phenomenal in those last few points, but all of a sudden it was 20-24, and Heston called a timeout, and the girls came and they said, you know what,
we got this.
We're not done. And all of a sudden here we were 26-24. Addie finished the entire run out with serving, and Heston fell apart then set 2 for sure. That's hard to come back and regroup after that. So
it's just amazing the way they have done, and you've got a quad now tomorrow. You go to Abilene. You got to play some pretty tough competition tomorrow.
Yeah, so we play Buhler and Rossville, which are both state-ranked teams. Watching a little bit of film on Buhler, and I think Buhler is maybe the toughest team we've seen. They match up well in that they have some hitters and blockers across the net that are going to work. They're going to challenge us. So Rossville, another state-ranked team. Royal Valley was supposed to be in that quad. They pulled out for unknown reason. So Abilene's going to play both pools in the morning and then play again in the afternoon.
But that'll test you for your sub-state, which is coming up next Saturday. We're going to broadcast that for you on the stream. But will you have a match next week, or is this the final regular season match coming up tomorrow?
So we play tomorrow, and then Tuesday we go to Chapman, and we'll play Chapman and Chapman and Nickerson. So Chapman isn't quite the team that they were last year, but Nickerson, of course, sure is. They're not gonna back down easily. So that'll be a good battle too on Tuesday, and then Sub-State Saturday, and we host. So we should be number 1 seed for Sub-State.
And tell us a little bit about how that process will work. You have 2 gyms. You use both team gyms. You have 8 teams coming. How do you is it 1 versus 8 then in the matchups and how you're seeded?
Yeah, 1 versus 8, and then single elimination. And then this year, they want to reduce the crowd size for state. Typically, state Friday as a pool play, Saturday bracket, final rounds. And this year, they are actually kind of having what we might call a play-in or first round state game on Tuesday. So
if you win the regional,
then we'll host that first round on Tuesday. And then you actually, only 4 teams actually go to the state site in Hutch on Saturday.
The following Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, best of luck to you. You've just had a tremendous year so far, and I know the girls, after losing that first match of the year, which we broadcast on live stream, we thought we were bad luck for you. We broadcast that match, and then you come back and you've won everything since. I'm sure you, as a coach, you don't know whether you want to get tripped up this weekend and then have something to build on, or whether you just want to keep on going and winning everything.
Yeah, I don't want to get tripped up. I want to keep the ship moving forward, so... I know Coach Stevenson, Coach Knopp, our assistants, work their tails off and review game film with me, for me, and we're always, talking throughout the day, and today we were doing that as well. Coach Stevenson had some time and looked at Bueller with me, and so I appreciate those 2 ladies immensely.
Sure, yeah. Well, you can't do it by yourself. Everything's got to be a team coordinated and team effort, and not only with your team of the girls but your coaching staff. It sounds tremendous. Doug, you have anything else you want to add? You've been in her shoes
as a previous Viking volleyball coach. I couldn't be happier for you to win league. That's something that we were never able to do, and we ended up a couple of points shy one year of making it to the state tournament. And my blessings that you have such a great team, and so these young ladies play so well for each other and with each other. It's such a great team aspect. So pleased for you, so happy for your team, and best of luck this week.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Well, we hope you have a good weekend, and hope you have a good week on Tuesday, and we'll see you Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. I guess it starts
Saturday afternoon.
Saturday
That's right.
afternoon.
Let's not get down 24-15 in the first set. Let's avoid that, okay?
Hey, it just makes your ticket price even that much more important, right?
We'll take our timeout here. We'll be back with the second half kickoff. The Vikings are losing 46-0. We hope things will happen better in the second half. Back after this 1-minute timeout.
Carlson Accounting, Inc. in Lindsborg offers complete accounting and payroll services, full-service income tax and e-file services, and business advisory services. Serving Central Kansas since 1983. A proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany Athletics.
For over 100 years, Bethany Home Association has empowered seniors creatively, spiritually, and emotionally to do what they do best. We have grown and expanded services and are pleased to announce our new name, Bethany Village. Join us in the art of living in Lindsborg. Visit BethanyVillageKS.com.
If it's game day, it's on at the Old Stuga in Lindsborg. Streaming all the Smoky Valley and Bethany games, you won't miss a play. Come in to pregame or to celebrate after the game. The Old Stuga in downtown Lindsborg, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Smoky Valley Chiropractic. Dr. Daryl Loader has been on the Viking sidelines since 1995. A doctor with advanced certification in both wellness and sports injury management. He is the resident expert in the Smoky Valley, helping others live long, active, healthy lives since 1995.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. I want to thank Harry Malari, Smoky Valley Booster Club, CNL Heating and Cooling, Art Shirt, Farmers State Bank, Christian's Funeral Home, Dower Welding and Machine, Bank of Tesket, Lindsborg Family Dental Care, Dr. Daryl Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Arn Reinert CPA, Midway Motors, Gallant Tire and Auto, People's Bank and Trust, Farm Bureau, Mari Loader, Caldwell Banker Realty, Old Stuga, and Lindsborg Realty. I want to also congratulate Jay Myers on a league champion, Braden Olson, 7th grader, Sophia Fruits, 8th grader, Braden Iyer, JV, Gracie Lambert, high school girls, and Ryan Helene, all champions of the league meet down there. So what a exciting day that was. Gracie Lambert, Kinsey Helene, and Kasha Peterson all medaled. Olivia Bengtson took 16th, and Adrian Lockhart took 30th. The boys, listen to this, the boys went 1, 3, no, I'm on the wrong one. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 is what the places the boys took on there. Ryan Helene won, Justice Gardner took 4th, Lucas Apel took 5th, Garrett Huffman took 6th, Titus Reed took 7th, Stephen Peterson took 11th, and Samuel Peterson 25th. What an exciting day for Jay and his track team.
Yeah, so happy for them. Cross country's doing so well, and of course you got regionals coming up here pretty soon at Southeast of Saline as well.
Vikings to kick off the Southeast of Saline. Brandon Mom will be doing the honors. Yeah, what a sensational year volleyball's having, cross country's having, tennis is having a great match. We got doubles competing for medals tomorrow in Wichita. Logan Spencer got beat out in singles, but she's had a battle on her hands each and every meet they've gone to. High end over end kick is going to be taken at the 5-yard line. 10, 15 trying near side. Now cut it back toward the middle and wrapped up by Bronson Golden about the 22-yard line. That's where Southeast of Saline, leading 46-0, will have, and it is going to be a running clock the whole half because
it was a nice kick. What a great kick by Brandon Hall, though. He got a nice little bit of leg in it and really sent a nice deep ball. So that was really good to see to open this half up. And now you're going to see potentially, I think, some different things this half I would hope to see, but we'll see what happens here. Vikings again coming out here and need to try to develop some defensive stops.
In motion to the far side is Gebhardt. He hands it off, or Pogues hands it off to Pogue. He's trying the left side, and he's got first down yardage and more across the 35-yard line. So big play on first down for Southeast of Saline. And they just couldn't do anything wrong hardly the first half.
Yeah, they were very, very good. I know I said they just had the one penalty, but they did have the penalty for the personal foul penalty there right before the half, if you remember that one. But otherwise, it just felt like everything they touched turned to gold in that first half.
In motion again is Pogue. And hand it off to Rodriguez up the middle. He's got some yardage across the 40, and that's where it fails, or not quite to the 40. It looks like it'd be a little short of the 40. Second down and 7.
Yeah, Rodriguez getting the call here a little bit more. I don't know if we'll see a lot of Banks. He hasn't been out there for a little while. It looked like they've been going to Rodriguez a little bit more. Still have Gebhardt at quarterback, though. And again, just a very nice, fluid offense so far for Southeast.
In motion again is Pogue to the near side. Gebhardt's going to keep it himself and try the left side. Comes a flag in, usually in the place where it's going to be holding unless it's a face mask, but I didn't see that happening. We'll see what the penalty is. It is going to be holding. We haven't been able to update any scores for you yet. We took a long time talking to Charlene, so get a few scores for you here. Beloit 26, Minneapolis 21 at halftime. Goddard 22, Salina Central 12 at halftime. Oakley shutting out Sacred Heart 21-0. Augusta shutting out Abilene 34-0. That's where my children are refereeing that Abilene tonight.
A couple across the league as well. Actually, I'll catch that up as soon as we get this play in.
3 receivers to the near side for Gebhardt on second down and about 20. He's going to take it up the middle, and wow, he's going to get met by Sharp, but he gets away from him. But he's still going to be sacked for a loss back at the 15-yard line or 25-yard line.
Yeah, across the league right now, Cheney 35-6 over Nickerson. Wichita Collegiate all over Halstead right now, 20-0.
Wow.
Pratt trails Holcomb 35-14. Haven up on Hutch Trinity 14-10. Heston up on Wichita Trinity 28-7. I believe those are only scores we have in the league so far.
3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Gebhardt going to tuck it and run from his quarterback position. He's got some room to go. He's going to get first down yardage and cross midfield. Cuts it back across the middle, still cutting it back, and now goes down. Pressure from Court Shugren, but wow, he just seems so gifted at going the opposite direction.
Yeah, and what a nice little draw play set up there. I mean, he takes that one step and lets the blockers set up a little bit. It was a called draw from the get-go. He just takes it right up the middle, gets to that side of the field where he's only got about one guy blocking, and he's able to get up there and pick up a nice gain for Southeast.
Coach Lambert wants to call a timeout and talk about it a little bit, see what he's got to figure out, because the Vikings are certainly just getting gashed for yardage from either from a running back or from a quarterback, and they just don't seem to have an answer.
No, again, so athletic right now. It doesn't matter whether it's the bruiser mentality of Banks or the speed and quickness of Gebhardt or the athleticism of Murray on the outside catching the football. They've just really showed a dominance tonight and an ability to move the football that we haven't seen for a couple of weeks here in district play. I mean, both weeks, you made the comment last week that Scott City scored on the opening drive, but then didn't score again until late. Same thing the week before. We give up that kickoff to Colby, and they're able to get the ball in the end zone. But other than that, it was pretty much a stalemate.
Goodland.
Goodland, excuse me. It was pretty much a stalemate after that. And then, again, now you've seen, again, what Southeast brings to the table and why they've had the scores they've had so far this year.
Yeah, I thought maybe next week or the week after when Scott City plays Southeast of Saline, that might be a doozy. But from what I see here, there's nobody in this district that matches up with Southeast of Saline so far.
Yeah, if you're comparing apples to oranges right now, which is so hard when you don't see each other, but at the same time, boy, I'm so impressed by both sides of the football right now by Southeast and the way they're able to shut down the Viking offense, but also the way they're able to move the ball.
So first down and 10 for Southeast of Saline, and now in Viking territory at the 46-yard line. Probably got a little talking to by Coach Lambert out there, Viking defense. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Back in the backfield, Rodriguez with Gebhardt. Going to throw it out here in the flat, caught. 40, 35, and down, still on his feet, and finally driven out of bounds by Court Shugan, but it just seems like we can't tackle him. I don't know what they're doing that's so difficult to tackle, but Breeding has a big gain.
Yeah, just keeps the legs moving. I tell you, he was hit there for a brief second by Blanchett, I think it was, who just couldn't quite wrap him up. Beaker's following. He's just got to put a hat on him and finish him off. Instead, he tiptoes down the sideline and has to be tackled by Sugren. And I probably would have given Sugren my second player of the half as well.
Yeah, he's done a good job. Here comes Pogue on a green sweep play, and good play there by number 54 for the Vikings, coming in and just manhandling Pogue.
Yeah, Justin Holt just comes flying in from his defensive position there, and he's able to make the tackle. But boy, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon, and he went and made a big play and just got down the line and did his job.
Loss of about a yard on the play. It's going to be second down and 11. One of few negative plays the Vikings have created. Good job by Holt. Gebhardt looking to pass over here in the flat, caught by Breeding. Gets away from the 1B tackler, Beaker. Still on his feet, trying to get in, and going to be short of the touchdown. I thought he was on his knees for a while, but maybe he had a hand on the ground and was on his tippy toes, but it looked like I should have been down about the 4 or 5 yard line, but he just kept without touching a knee down and gets to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, it was so difficult to see from our angle. Obviously his left leg, you can't tell because it's out in front of Sharp, but couldn't tell if he had it up or not. The official deemed that he did, and he gets it to the 1.
Southeast of Saline is in the New Horizon CBD red zone. Then they throw it for a touchdown, a 1 yard touchdown to Breeding, and a 6:34 left to go in the third quarter on a running clock. Southeast of Saline scores on their 7th possession, 7 for 7 scoring.
Yeah, nice job, nice drive. They just get the ball up and down the field, and this time the nice quick pass over here to Breeding. He's got blockers up the field and only had to take it a yard and is able to take it in, and that's 52 for Southeast right now, nothing for the Vikings. It looks like they're going to attempt an extra point this time. Looks like they're bringing out the kicker.
Kicker's going to do that. He's going to set the ball down at the 10-yard line. Gebhardt is the holder, the quarterback. Vikings going to try to pressure up the middle. They don't quite get there. The kick is up. The kick is good. And with 5:50 to go in the third quarter, 53-0. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Do you feel the need for seed? Grow stronger and prosper longer with Phelps Seed. They're your go-to source for premium quality Pioneer brand corn, soybean, milo, and sunflower seed, along with wheat, cover crop, and forage seeds. If you're in the need, trust in Phelps Seed. With you from the word go.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Bank of Tuscan. Come see us for all your home loan needs in the Smoky Valley, including construction loans at Stockholm Estates. Equal housing lender, NMLS 403648. Member
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium. Lindstrom Brothers Field, where the Vikings seem to have a mental block about scoring here. We're not able to score, but boy, we're allowing Southeast of Saline to score like crazy. Kickoff by Southeast of Saline, high, short, end-over-end kick. It's going to go out of bounds, thank goodness, because it took a bounce back towards Southeast of Saline. And they grabbed the ball, but they were out of bounds, luckily for the Vikings.
Yeah, that was pretty close. I tell you, the ball hit the ground. I think the Vikings were hoping that maybe it was going to go out of bounds. Instead, I think I couldn't tell if it actually touched out of bounds or if a Southeast of Saline player touched the ball while standing out of bounds.
So we'll say he touched it standing out of bounds. The Vikings will get it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. See if we can do something here. Well, we would certainly love to have some offense show up here for the Vikings.
Yeah, offensively, we were a little off at the half. We got some things corrected there, but so far now 474 yards for Southeast, only 45 for the Vikings.
Wishbone formation for the Vikings behind Jake Lucas. Blanchett gets it and tries the left side. He's going to get a yard, maybe 2 at the most. Depending on the spot, it's going to be second down and long for the Vikings.
Yeah, in there quickly that time. It looked like Caden Isaacson, number 58. We haven't said his name very much tonight. He's able to get up there and get in the tackle. He's coming from his inside linebacker position. Blanchett not able to find a lot of room, is able to get about a yard, 2 yards on the play. But again, not a lot of space. We're not able to get across that front line. Like you said earlier, it feels like there's about 12 or 15 Trojans up there close to the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 8, Vikings. Lucas is going to keep it. He's got a little bit of room, but boy, somebody submarines him underneath there and takes his feet out from under him. He's going to get up to the 39-yard line, a gain of 2 more, but it's going to be 3rd down and 6. But who shot in like a cannon out of there?
Yeah, that was Eddie McVeigh coming in. Again, some new names out there on the field right now for Southeast of Saline, and he did. He came in there quick and hot, was able to get to the legs of Jake Lucas and take him down. Looked like Jake had a little bit of a lane there for the first time tonight, and it shut down quickly.
It did. 3rd down and 6 for the Vikings. They stay in wishbone formation. Long play count. Looks like Shugan going to take it and get some push, get up near this first down stick, but it's going to be about a yard and a half short. It's going to be 4th down. See if the Vikings are going to go for it or not.
Yeah, good run there. I thought he got up the middle well. I thought the blocking was handled pretty well. I thought they were able to get a nice push, but again, still brings them up just a little bit shy, and this has been a difficult area for Smoky Valley, is that 4th down conversion and whether or not they'll be able to pick this up.
So they're going to go for it on 4th down. Stay in that wishbone formation that they love so much. Long play count. Here comes Blanchett trying the left side. He's going to get 1st down yardage across the 45-yard line. So good lunge by Cade Blanchett.
Yeah, not a lot of room, but he was able to get back through there again and looked like he just got tripped up around the line of scrimmage. But I tell you, Cade's primary goal that time was to make sure that he picked up the 1st down, and that was really the goal, is to get across that line, and he did that.
No question about that. Good job. As the running clock continues, just 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter now. Vikings with the 1st down, 1st and 10. Shugan's going to take it and try to get a little yardage. Going to get a yard, maybe 2, depending on the spot. Now it looks like the line judge is going back to just a 1-yard gain. Tough running up the middle still, even though they got a lot of subs in there.
Yeah, they still seem to be extremely strong up front. I tell you, those front 3 have really been difficult, whether it's their starters or their subs. But again, Isaacson was one of those that got back in there and made that tackle.
Eli Jackson now, big number 79, wasn't a starter, but now he's in there and your second guy comes in there and he's 275 in the nose tackle, that's a lot of beef to move out of the way. I formation this time with a flanker, Hebel to the far side, toss to the far side. Blanchett's going to try to get outside, and he just gets almost clothesline. He grabbed the back of the pads, but number 70-something out there, just almost able to race Blanchett to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, number 72 there. That was Evan Nicholson. He's able to get over there, and I think I've got him down on this sheet as being 265, but showing a lot of quickness down the line of scrimmage. You're right, able to get him up around the left side of the pads and just kind of throw him around. It was a really nice run by Caden. Looked like he might have some space off the edge. Needed one more block over there by Hebel, who was engaged, but just not able to get anything. And I think the Vikings here are going to maybe take a timeout here and see what they can do here on 3rd and 9.
So timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. Vikings trail 53-0 back after this 30-second timeout.
Auburn Pharmacy is your local hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, located at 216 North Harrison Street, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
People's Bank and Trust takes pride in its heritage of service to the customer.
Your last chance to get down to the concession stand. Concession stand closing soon. Just a couple of walkie-talkies left, I hear. Last chance for the concession stand. We appreciate your patronage.
Lindsborg Community Hospital.
Number 15, Jake Lucas, brought down by number 10, Clayton Meyer. 4th and 12.
Jared. I guess we're back okay now. Jared sent me a go, so Vikings, Southeast Saline muffed the punt, and now the Vikings have it 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Turn and hand it off to Blanchett, trying the left side. He's got a little bit of room. The Vikings are finally in the New Horizon CBD red zone. State licensed New Horizon CBD can help you get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products. It's finally fun to say that, but boy, we got a big break. We needed a big break, and we got it.
We did. It was a nice play there. Bounces off McVay, and the Vikings are able to cover it. Austin Sharp on it. That sets us up 2nd down now as we get ready to go to the 4th quarter.
Fourth quarter is here. 12 minutes remain in this game in the running clock. It's 53-0. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
So stay off the field.
Lowest rates, flexible plans, exceptional customer service, and coverage for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless.
Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg, located at 447 Harrison Street, is proud to support the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Good luck, Vikings, and good luck, Swedes. Member FDIC.
Arn Reinert, CPA LLC, provides tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area and is a proud supporter of Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College activities. Located at 117 South Lincoln Street in Lindsborg. Arn Reinert, CPA LLC.
That we were away for, the ball hit off the shoulder pad of Southeast of Saline player and took about a 10-yard bounce back toward the Smoky Valley player. There was a scramble for the ball. I don't know who recovered the fumble.
Yeah, it bounced off McVeigh for Southeast of Saline, and Austin Sharp was the one down there able to get on it. And again, sets the Vikings up in, like you said, the CBD red zone here with a second down, an opportunity maybe to get the ball in the end zone.
We'll certainly hope we can finish this drive. Here comes Shugan pounding his way up the middle. He gets down to the 15-yard line, so a pickup of about almost 5 yards. It'd be third down and very manageable, 3rd down and 3.
And Court Shugan has done yeoman's work today, stepping in for Tristan Stanbaugh. Again, Tristan's just been such a workhorse in that position, but Court played that position last year as well, moved to the line this year because we needed him there, and he's back there tonight, and again, just running hard.
Running hard is right, exactly. Wishbone formation for the Vikings. Lucas is going to keep it himself this time and get down near the first down marker. They say it is a first down. Smoky Valley moves the chains in the red zone, getting closer to the goal line. Would certainly like to score here with 11:15 left to go here in the fourth quarter in a running clock, 53-0.
Yeah, Jake really having to pick his way through there and kind of jump up and over Tanner Ludwig. The tackle made in there by Eli Jackson. You mentioned his name earlier. Good-sized young man in there at the nose guard position for him right now, and able to pick up the tackle.
Yeah, they're taking up a lot of space in there. When your second guy is that big and he's a junior, that shows you got a lot of depth at that position. Wishbone formation for Smoky Valley. Linebacker coming up on the line of scrimmage. Here's Autry kind of churning down about the 7-yard line. Number 22 got himself in the game tonight again.
Yeah, Justice does a nice job there. Took the handoff, kept his eyes up. Was able to get some nice blocking there on the edge from Court Shugren, and also Brant Hebel, and just able to pick up a few yards there. Again, one of the better gains tonight for the Viking offense from Justice Autry.
We'll call it 2nd down and 6 for the Vikings. Autry and Hebel and Shugren are the 3 in the wishbone formation backfield. Trying to hand it off to Shugren up the middle. He gets lifted up by big number 79. I think, not 79, that's 70. Great play in there defensively.
Yeah, 70 comes off of his linebacker spot, if I'm not mistaken. The reason was 79 ends up taking up 2 different players in the middle and allowing those avenues. And I tell you, when you, like you said it, when you get those good-sized guys who can occupy 2 blockers, you cannot get to that second level to get blocks. And that's what's allowing these linebackers from Southeast of Saline just to tee off on the Viking running backs.
So 3rd down now and 4 inside the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 6-yard line. Here comes Autry trying the left side. He's got a little bit of room. He's getting a little bit of push there. We're very close to first down yardage. Vikings will have a chance to get a first down on 4th and 1.
Yeah, another nice run by Justice, and another nice hole opened up on the left side, and Justice just shifting his way through there, able to pick up a few yards. Still going to be 4th and 1 now, and still going to have to make a big play here to be able to get him blocked up front and pick up this yard.
9:05 and counting here in the fourth quarter running clock. We'll have a scoreboard update for you after the game. Maybe get one before the game if there's a timeout, but the Vikings now don't want to get a penalty here. There's 10 seconds left that they have to get the playoff. 4th down and 1. Also 3 yards away from the goal line. Quick snap by Lucas trying to pitch it outside to Autry, trying to get to the outside. He's got first down yardage. He's inside the 3-yard line, but he'll get first down yardage. spotted at the 2. Great effort by the sophomore.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if you called that a little bit earlier or not, but he just does get inside the 2, and I think the 2-yard line was the first down. But boy, he ran hard. He got up the edge there, had some nice blocking here on the right side. So excellent job by Justice, and excellent job by the line to give him a chance there. And you look at a game like this for something positive, and I think that's a really good boost for these guys. They love Justice. They love seeing him play.
Wishbone formation, Lucas under center. Long time to get everybody set. Finally do, and Lucas is going to take it himself and get in for the score. Jake Lucas from the 2-yard line with 7:59 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, tough sledding for the Vikings most of the night, but they take advantage of this muff punt by Southeast of Saline, and they take over, and they're able to take the ball in from about the 22-yard line. It was not an easy stretch, but they were able to grind it out. A couple of nice runs by the youngster, the sophomore, Justice Autry, finished off by the 2-yard run there by Jake Lucas, and the Vikings are on the board, 53-6.
2-point conversion and wishbone formation for the Vikings. Jake Lucas going to roll out, naked roll out on the back. He's looking for the pass in the end zone. Touchdown to Golden. And there's 7:59 to go in the fourth quarter. Vikings get points on the board, 53-8. Back after this 30-second timeout.
7-day-a-week urgent care has arrived in Lindsborg. Open now at the Lindsborg Community Hospital. 7-day-a-week urgent care is open, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. on weekends. No need to be an established patient. For those things that complicate and serious from the emergency room. 7 days a week, urgent care at Lindsborg Community Hospital.
Stadium. Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. Want to wish good luck to the Swedes tomorrow. They'll finally get to play their 3rd game of the year. Here we're playing our 7th game? And they've only played 2. They'll play their 3rd game tomorrow. They're on their way to Sterling, the afternoon kickoff at 1 o'clock, I believe. So good luck to them. Good luck to Carrick Elliott. I just lost her partner's name.
Lena Rockholz.
Lena Rockholz. Playing for a medal tomorrow at state down in Wichita. Logan Spencer got beat out today in singles, so she's had a great season. Here comes Brandon Malm's approach to the ball. High end over end kick. Going to be taken by Murray about the 15-yard line. This rolls back to the 13, now out to the 20, 25, and then finally out of bounds by Hebel about the 27-yard line. That's where Southeast of Saline will have it 1st and 10. Expect to see some more youngsters come out on their squad here, as this game is well in hand with the running clock.
Yeah, we do want to thank all those again joining us tonight on live.smokeyvalley.org. We, of course, mentioned our Illinois connection earlier tonight. We have San Diego back in the mix again today as well, and a number of individuals watching across the board, including our old guru, Mr. Nelson, out there checking us out tonight here in the Borg. So good to have that. Thanks to Mike Rose for all that he does there as well.
Oh, absolutely. I get a number for that quarterback. Number 19 is Luke Gebhardt, the younger brother of the starting quarterback, Jackson Gebhardt. So he'll get a handoff and a play, a gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Yeah, the Vikings got on the road next week back at Russell to finish out the first 8 games of the regular season and see what happens after that. Here's a toss trying to get outside, and the Vikings pursue that very well. Gain of about a yard on the play, maybe 2 before the whistle finally blows.
Yeah, Haven Lysell Stewart, the first one in there, making contact, and then a host of Vikings joining him to help finish that play off. And, we mentioned it earlier, haven't said Haven's name a lot tonight. They've been able to get to his line and hold him up a lot.
That was a runner by the name of Golden that had that carry. I thought it was Rodriguez, but it was Golden.
And Golden was actually the one that kicked the extra point a little bit ago for him as well.
Okay. They're taking their time getting their play in. They got 12 seconds left on the play clock. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Gebhardt with a back, Golden right beside him. He's going to throw it out here in the flat, caught, and then dropped. Guess they're going to call it an incomplete. He was juggling it. man in the white hat was signaling to his line judge over here that he thought it was a completed pass, but he said no, he was juggling it all the way. So it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to have their first punt of the night.
Yeah, Wyatt Boyd, the freshman there, had the opportunity. The ball was a little short coming into him from Gebhardt, but he just couldn't quite handle it, and it is going to be an incompletion. Like you said, 4th down, first punt of the night.
First punt of the night coming at the 5:30 mark of the 4th quarter with a 53-8 lead. High snap, but he takes it down. Pressure coming. Tristan got a piece of it. Tristan Stambaugh with a little piece of that ball, and it's going to go out of bounds. Haven Lysell Stewart's going to end up with it and get tackled back about the 45-yard line. But Tristan Stambaugh got a hand on it and tipped the ball. The Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Stambaugh was able to get through coming off that left side. There were actually 2 Vikings, if I'm not mistaken, coming off that back side. I couldn't tell if the other one was sharp, but there was a second one coming off the edge there. Stambaugh got a hold of it. Haven Lysell Stewart grabs it about the 42-yard line and actually gets swung back to the 46. So now the Vikings have it. Like you said, clock has been running the whole entire second half. They have 4:40 approximately now for a chance to get in the end zone a second time.
Wide receiver to the far side is Hebel. Luke is looking for a little quick pass to Golden. He's got it. Misses. Southeast of Saline player misses a tackle. And I think Golden's going to have a first down on the carry after the catch.
Yeah, Bronson bobbled it just a little bit when he caught it. And I don't think he ever really, he got it put away, but I don't think it was ever completely secure and knocked out of bounds there. The ball does come out. But it is going to be a first down, so a nice pitch and catch there from Lucas to Golden, and another first down for the Vikings here in the 4th quarter.
Ball at the 35-yard line, 4:04 left to go here in the quarter. Golden out wide to the near side. Hebel far to the far side. I formation, going to hand it off to Shugren coming up the middle. He's going to get a little bit of yardage down about the 31-yard line. That's where it'll be 2nd down and normal for the Vikings. Don't miss the Wheat State Scoreboard Show tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSA. I'll get a recap of this game, scores from the area, and other area wraps from various broadcasters across the Sunflower State. That's the Wheat State Scoreboard Show from 10 to 11 tonight on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Golden wide to the near side. Hebel flanker to the far side. Here comes Autry in the backfield. He gets met back there in the backfield by big number 72. You mentioned his name a couple of times. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Nicholson was right there on top of that one. Didn't allow Autry to turn the corner at all. Really quick, just want to throw in another Salina Surgical Scoreboard update here. Cheney 42-6 over Nickerson. Collegiate still up 26-0 on Halstead. Haven up 14-12 on Hutch Trinity. Larned 34. Hugoton 6, Holcomb 35, Pratt 14, Heston up 28-7 on Wichita Trinity. Those are all of our scores from around the league.
Wide receiver each way for Lucas, rolling far side. He's got pressure from behind. He's going to be caught by Hebel. He's going to be run out of bounds quickly there. A gain of a couple on the play. It's going to be 4th down and long for the Vikings.
Yeah, Wyatt Boyd there off the edge in hot pursuit coming from this side, and he had to let go of it a little quicker than I think than what he wanted to. Hebel was able to make the catch, but for a short gain before he was pushed out by Eli Sawyers on the Southeast of Saline side of the field.
So 4th down and long for the Vikings, who need to get to the 25-yard line for the first down. The ball's at the 29. 2:09 left to go here in a running clock, 4th quarter. 53-8 is our score. Southeast had 46 at halftime. They've scored once in this half. The Vikings have scored once. 3 receivers to the near side. Shotgun formation. Rolling to the near side is Lucas. Down in, caught by Autry. Did he get the ball over the line of scrimmage? No, says the official. And they're going to turn it over on downs. He needed to dive out there and try to get it. He was disgusted with himself because he thought he had it out there far enough, but didn't get a very generous spot. I thought it was going to be closer than that, but he's going to end up being 2 yards short.
Yeah, nice play. Just didn't, trying to set up some levels there again, and Justice comes across the low part of that level, makes the catch. It looked like he maybe might have gotten to the 26, 25 and a half. Instead, they're going to mark him closer to the 27. It will be short of the first down, and with the clock at 1:14 and counting, it looks like they'll most likely just run out this clock here.
Wholesale changes along the front line for Southeast of Saline. Does JV have a game
JV's already finished. They wrapped up on Monday.
They wrapped up on Monday. You wrapped up your middle school program too?
Middle school wrapped up last night. Played Halstead, best team in our league, and competed extremely well. Lost 26-8.
Snap to another young quarterback, pitch outside to number 32, who's running it out to the far side. He gets tackled across the 30-yard line, so a gain of about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Daniel Keir, I believe is his name, a freshman in there at quarterback right now for Southeast of Saline.
Where's number 16? They have a Gebhardt and now another good young-looking quarterback. The Vikings making some changes, too, along their defensive front. 17-16. This could be the last play of the game. A snap and a knee taken, and that'll probably do it.
Yeah, Alex Groslin got in there. JT Gross got in there on the line. Couldn't quite tell if we had anybody else new in there. Tried to get some names, but just didn't see everybody.
Now we have a legal participation flag, and the clock goes to 0. I don't think they'll have a play. It will decline the penalty, and that is the ball game. Our final score from Anderson Stadium. Smoky Valley gets beat 53-8. We'll be back after this 3-minute timeout to wrap this one up for you. Thanks for listening to Smoky Valley Football.
Trust your Smoky Valley real estate needs to Mari Loader of Coldwell Banker and Piper Winger Realtors, a Smoky Valley business owner since 1995 and a community volunteer. No one knows the entire Smoky Valley area the way that Mari does. Call her for your real estate needs. Call Mari, call it sold. First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of sports in the Smoky Valley. First Bank Kansas is community-focused and customer-driven, with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson. Bank with confidence at First Bank Kansas.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Ask for Kasasa.
Warning. Free Kasasa checking may lead to a rise in disposable income due to cashback on everyday debit card purchases, refunds on ATM fees, and elimination of so-called service fees. Increased satisfaction may result while operating your debit card. If you suffer from chronic money loss, search for Kasasa online.
This has been a financial health advisory courtesy of Kasasa. It's like money medicine for your shopping habit.
Offered locally at the Bank of Tesket. Member FDIC. Carlson Accounting, Inc. in Lindsborg offers complete accounting and payroll services, full-service income tax and e-file services, and business advisory services. Serving Central Kansas since 1983. A proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany Athletics.
For over 100 years, Bethany Home Association has empowered seniors creatively, spiritually, and emotionally to do what they do best. We have grown and expanded services and are pleased to announce our new name, Bethany Village. Join us in the art of living in Lindsborg. Visit BethanyVillageKS.com.
I really appreciate the faculty and staff here at Bethany. They care about their students and they're helping them achieve their goals and to be successful.
It's a Christian-based college, and I felt that he was in the right hands when I left him here.
We chose Bethany College so my son could have a good life.
If you want inspired learning at an affordable price, choose Bethany College. Learn more about your good life at bethanylb.edu.
This is the Bank of Tesket postgame show. Coming up, player of the game, scores from around the area, final stats, and an interview with the coach. This is Smoky Valley Vikings football on 95.5 The Rock.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College, joined now by Coach James Henderson of the Vikings defense. And the Vikings defense was just shredded tonight. The Southeast of Saline team probably a little bit better than we thought they were.
No, not. I mean, we knew they're pretty good. We did some things to make them look better too. We were out of position in some situations and didn't execute our responsibilities defensively, and that made it worse than maybe what could have happened.
But they have some talented athletes over there.
They do.
They could run the ball. They could pass the ball, and the receiver Murray, he just went up for some jump balls and just out leaped our coverage. We had coverage in the right place.
Yeah, I mean the quarterback's really good. The back's good. the linemen are really solid, and that the receiver is good, and they do what they do very well. They're a good team. It'll be interesting to see what happens as they move down the road in the playoffs.
Yeah, no question about that. They're going to end up being 1 or 2 out of our district and have a good draw in the playoffs. But we got another game to continue. Like we always said, we don't get too high when we win. We don't get too low when we lose. But Russell coming up on the horizon away game. What do you know about the Russell Broncos?
They got some big linemen. They run the spread. I haven't watched a ton more than what we've seen when we've been scouting out other teams that played them. They got beat 60-0 by Southeast, and then they only got beat 20-0 by Scott City. So, I don't know if that's the telltale. We're going to have to definitely play. I mean, we're going to have to go up there and we're going to have to play well and do our jobs and execute and play harder than they play. If we want to get the outcome that we expect to get, and we're going to have to get them coached up. We're going to have to recover from this and put it not just in the rearview mirror, but it's got to be put completely out of memory, and we got to go back to playing like we're capable of playing with the type of effort that we expect our players to give.
Yeah, we know we're better than a 53-8 game by this team, but they certainly had what it took tonight to make it look good. But the Vikings certainly have to feel better about Tristan Stanball. He got dinged up a little bit during practice, but able to come out tonight and end up playing a little defense, punted for us, and looked like he was maybe going to be able to make a pretty good recovery.
Yeah, we're thinking he's on the road to recovery, but I never know about those things. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not with the trainers, but it was encouraging to see what he did. Yes.
Any other injuries that we didn't see on tonight? And you got a young guy by the name of Autry that got some carries in the backfield.
Yeah, well, he's been impressing people in the JV games, and he has some instincts and some talent and does some things that really you can't coach. And we'll see how he develops, but he's impressed us in the JV games, and we're hoping that he develops and gets faster and gets bigger.
Yeah.
And and we'll see where he's at next year. But we're encouraged by what we see from him, and it was good to get him in the game, in a varsity game against some really pretty good players, and see what he could do. So that's encouraging.
Yeah, that was a bright spot, no question about that. We appreciate you coming out, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, thanks, guys. We appreciate you.
James Henderson of the Vikings, and not an easy interview to do afterwards, but the Vikings certainly, their effort is always outstanding. We've got such good kids on our team that we like them a lot, and it's just tonight Southeast of Saline could do no wrong. They scored on their first 3 possessions to take a 22-0 lead at the end of one quarter. They scored on their next 3 possessions to take a 46-0 lead at halftime. They scored on their first possession of the third quarter. The Vikings added a fourth quarter touchdown to make it 53-8, and there's not a whole lot more to say about how the game went.
No, there really isn't. I tell you, they just flat dominated across the board, as we will see here in the stats. Southeast of Saline, as we said, 480 yards of total offense in 42 plays, averaging out to 11.4 per play. I think they ended the half about 10.7, so actually got better in the second half. They had 241 yards in the air, 239 yards on the ground. They did have 3 penalties for 30 yards. They did also have the 1 turnover as well. Leading the charge for them from the passing position, Jackson Gebhardt, he was 9 of 11 for 241 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. Luke Gebhardt comes in as well later in the game. He was 0 for 1. Jackson Gebhardt also leading the rushing for Southeast with 12 attempts, 134 yards, an 11.2 yard average. He accounts for 5 total touchdowns tonight for Southeast. Bryant Banks had 11 carries, almost all of them in the first half, for 75 yards. He also had 2 scores. Matthew Rodriguez, 2 for 13. Chase Pogue, 2 for 11. Jude Golden, 3 for 6. Receiving, Michael Murray, 2 grabs, 120 yards, both of them deep balls down the sideline. He caught them both and took them both to the house. So beautiful plays tonight by Michael Murray. Guarded closely on both of them, but able to take them in no matter what. Chase Pogue had 3 grabs for 68 yards. One of those was a screen pass that he took the distance for a score. Tyler Breeding, he had 4 receptions for 53 yards. One of them a 1-yard TD catch as well. Tackling-wise for Southeast of Saline, 6.5 tackles for Matthew Rodriguez. 5 of those were solo. Caden Isaacson also has 6.5. Tyler Breeding with 4.5. Michael Murray, 4. Evan Nicholson, 3.5. Eddie McVeigh, 3. Sterling Harp, Eli Jackson, both with 2.5. Eli Harris and Clayton Meyer, each with 2. Dawson Adams, Mac Chambers, 1.5. And a slew of Southeast of Saline players, each with 1. Jude Golden comes in. He does kick 1 for 1 on the extra points. Luke Obermeyer, he had 1 punt, which amounted to 13 yards. It was a blocked punt as well. Punt return-wise, there were 5 returns for Southeast, but they did not pick up any yards on the returns. Michael Murray, he also had 2 kickoff returns for 32 yards. Southeast of Saline picked up 22 first downs tonight, 15 of those via the run, 7 of those via the pass. They were also 5 of 7 on third down and 1 for 1 on fourth down. Viking offense was not very effective tonight against the Southeast Saline defense. Only 89 yards for the Vikings on 48 plays, about 1.9 yards per play, 19 yards through the air, 70 yards on the ground. The Vikings did have 3 penalties for 15 yards, all those early in the game as well. Meanwhile, Jake Lucas led the way. He was 5 for 10 throwing the ball, but just couldn't get up the field. Only 19 yards on those throws. Court Shugren, 13 carries, 37 yards, taken over at fullback tonight for the injured Tristan Stambaugh, but only 2.8 yards per carry on those rushes. Cade Blanchett, 8 for 16. Brant Hebel, 4 for 12. Justice Autry, 4 carries for 4 yards. Jake Lucas, he has 9 carries, 1 yard, and the only Viking score as well. Bronson Golden led the receiving. He had 1 grab for 11 yards. Braxton House had 2 grabs for 6 yards. Brant Hebel had a grab for 2 yards, and Justice Autry had a grab for about 5 yards. Haven Lysell Stewart led the tackling. He had 5.5. Austin Sharp with 4.5. Cade Blanchett, 4. Jake Lucas, 3.5. Court Shugren with 4.5 also. Justin Holt, 1.5. Braxton House with 1, Tristan Stambaugh, Bronson Golden, Tanner Luddig, Vincent Pickering, and Skylar Hopkins each had a half. Tristan Stambaugh punted 6 times tonight, 163 yards, averaging 27.2 yards per punt. Punt return, Haven Lysell had the 1 return for -3 yards. Brant Hebel had 2 returns on kickoffs for 67. Justice Autry, I messed that up twice. Justice Autry, 3 returns for 33 yards. Bronson Golden, 1 for 10. And then also up here, Vikings only 7 first downs tonight, 5 via the pass, 1 via the rush, and they were 2 for 14 on third down conversions and 2 for 7 on fourth down. It's time now for our Next Tech Wireless Player of the Game. Something different isn't just a slogan at Next Tech Wireless. They are about our communities because they live here too. Next Tech Wireless is a Kansas-based and world-class in supporting their neighbors. They have the latest devices and plans for everyone. With friendly, knowledgeable, and local customer service, they're committed to providing the best wireless network in Kansas. Visit one of their 50 locations across Kansas.
And by the way, this is the Bank of Tesket postgame show, Generations of Confidence, Relationships for Life, member FDIC. Ask about their new Casasa checking account in Lindsborg, Salina, Lincoln, and Tesket. Got a couple of candidates for player of the game?
I like Court Shugren. I think Court had to step into a difficult spot tonight and step back into that role as being a fullback tonight. He was the workhorse for the Vikings, 13 carries for 37 yards. Just wasn't a lot there. He also had 4.5 tackles for him as well. It was good to see Justice Autry out there, the youngster, getting an opportunity tonight. We mentioned Brant Hebel early in the game with his kickoff returns. It's so difficult when you only put up about 90 yards of total offense to find that. I think overall tonight, if you had to choose somebody from Southeast, it's probably Jackson Gebhardt. I thought he had a great game, throwing for over 250 yards, and he also or 241 yards, also running for 134. But one of my votes would probably go.
We pick a Vikings.
Yeah, one of my votes would have to go to Court, I think.
Yeah, I can completely agree with that. To get flipped from on lineman, I mean, he's had a couple, 3 or 4 carries during the season, but for the most part, he's played line, and he's played a very good lineman and done a good job there. But then to get flipped over and wear a different number and have to suit up and know you're going to get blasted by those good tacklers of Southeast of Saline, he did a yeoman's job, and he was in almost every play.
And really only 2 days to kind of put that together. I think the injury for Tristan happened on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And again, they may practice him there a lot too, not saying that, but still you got to switch that gear from being a guy that you need to have on the line of scrimmage all season back into that fullback role. And hats off to him. I mean, no fumbles. Maintained his composure. I thought that's what you expect from a senior that you put back there.
Absolutely. So, Court Trugan, our Next Tech Wireless player of the game. Don't miss the Wheat State Scoreboard Show tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Get a recap of this game, scores from the area, and other wraps from various broadcasters across the Sunflower State. That's the Wheat State Scoreboard Show tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Time now for a Salina Surgical Scoreboard update. Salina Surgical Hospital for your outpatient procedures or inpatient stays. Salina Surgical is proud to be partly physician-owned. And we'll read off what I have here. End of third quarter, Goddard over Salina Central, 36-18. Minneapolis, 28. Beloit, 26. That's the end of the third quarter, a final. Augusta all over Abilene, 47-0. After 3, Oakley, 34. Sacred Heart, 0. That's the only ones I have for now. You got some others?
Across the league, we'll get those out of the way first. Haven was still up 14-12. That was in the third quarter against Hutch Trinity. Hoisington was up 20-6 on Norton in the third. Larned 34, Hugoton 6, also in the third. Pratt trailing Holcomb 35-14 in the third. Heston up 28-7 on Wichita Trinity. That was at half. Wichita Collegiate still blanking Halstead. Again, Halstead's been so effective this year with Landon Farmer. They are not on the board, down 33-0. Cheney 42. This is actually that was a final collegiate 33-0 over Halstead, and another final Cheney 42, Nickerson 6. Couple from our district, Scott City, or at least one from our district. Scott City was up 28-0 on Colby. I think that's about all I had as well.
Final from McPherson 52, Mulvane 0. So those guys were saying that McPherson was going to probably have a pretty easy time with Mulvane, and they do by the score of 52-0. Any final thoughts on the Vikings game tonight?
I think we were surprised as everybody was. I knew they were good coming in. It wasn't that we didn't think Southeast was good. We just thought Smoky Valley had really made some improvements. We thought we'd really come a long ways in the last few weeks. But it was just a dominant performance tonight by the Trojans. They came out, hit us hard early after that first drive, and just really never looked back. I think you made the comment, did they score on their first 6 drives of the night or first 7 drives? It was
7.
And it's so difficult, and a lot of those, 6 of those were in the first half. So again, it's just so difficult to overcome anything when you're just continually getting pushed backwards, and our offense just was not able to have any answers for their defense. It felt like they were in the backfield well before we could make any decisions as far as our play. So, hats off to Southeast. I do agree with you what you said earlier. They look like the cream of the crop in this district at this point.
Yeah, no question about that. It's just one of those nights that you got to forget about. It's not the way we're playing. You're playing better than that, and they come in and just like a boxing match. You just get knocked down to the mat and just got to come up, and at least the Vikings scored a touchdown. They got to feel, go in with a little bit of confidence there at the end. They put some points on the board, and we've got Russell coming up next week on the road. So and it's an important game. You want to finish in that top 4 so you get to have a chance to play somebody from another district and maybe advance if you play good. So a lot of things still to play for the Vikings.
They really are. It's disappointing. You don't like to look back on things too much, but doggone it, we're 1 point away last week. It's a few seconds away from getting our second district win last week, which would have really put us in a great spot after knocking off Scott City. And then again, we turn around this week and have a rough week. Now we've got to travel to Russell next week and really got to take care of business there. Lucky for us, the Vikings have been solid on the road. We've played some of our best football on the road this year. So we're going to need to do that next week to give ourselves a chance to get to that top 4.
Flip the switch just a little bit. Major League Baseball, Tampa Bay had a 3-0 lead over the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros won again tonight to make that series 3-3, so they're going to have a Game 7 tomorrow. So good luck on that on Major League Baseball. I'll throw that in just a little bit. Good luck to the Viking girls doubles team tomorrow. Hopefully they can get a 5th place finish as their best possible finish in state tennis.
Yeah, it is, and they're going to be playing for that tomorrow in Wichita, and so hopefully the weather holds out for them as well. Viking volleyball tomorrow at Abilene in that quad. It's going to be a tough battle for them, but a good test. So again, and then we'll be back next week for the Russell game, and you've got regional cross country coming up next Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. At Southeast of Saline. So, and then of course sub-state volleyball next Saturday as well. So again, just kind of pencil that in on your calendars that we're going to be broadcasting that on live.smokyvalley.org next Saturday. That's the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. So. Again, we hope that people can join us, and should be another busy week of athletics again coming up.
Yeah, crazy busy, and good luck to Bethany tomorrow. They're on the road at Sterling, 1 o'clock kickoff, their 3rd game of the year. So they've had some COVID issues with the teams they've been playing, so they get to finally play their 3rd game of the year. So best of luck to them. They're 0-2, playing an 0-3 or 0-4 Sterling team. So somebody's going to come out with a victory there tomorrow. That'll wrap it up. For Jared back at the station, for Mike Rose doing a great job, for Dalton Eastep and Mike Ryan doing stats for us. For Doug Snyder, for Jared Bass, this is Don Bingson wishing everybody a very pleasant good night.
If it's game day, it's on at the Old Stuga in Lindsborg. Streaming all the Smoky Valley and Bethany games. You won't